Attention, true crime community. True crime community has been infiltrated.
We are dreaming in the dark. We are nothing more than dust. Search but you stay lost.
Is compromised.
We are reaching for the stars, but we're making this too hard. And I wonder where you are.
True crime community has been infiltrated.
Yes, Mr. Yes, Mr. Yes.
Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Yo, I got a lot of shit to say, so I'ma do this every day. I'll be writing things until I'm fucking buried in my grave. 6 feet deep under, but my body won't decay. Cause my messages are timeless, so they'll put them on display. Oh yeah, I rap with a certainty, I have a sense of urgency. A message for eternity, for everyone internally. I had some people burning me, but now they fucking learn to see I ain't the one to fuck with. Now they looking nervously, and I don't really care what you think of me respectfully. You can kick rocks if you think you're fucking better, see. I will outwork you, turn you to an enemy. Hurt you so bad that you're gonna need some therapy. I got the motherfucking recipe. I've been cooking up hits, I'ma leave a legacy. You'll be looking small when you're standing right next to me. I'm 5'10", bitch, but I'm 10 feet next to me. I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Yeah, I'ma do it my way.
You're working a fucking gap, and you're 45!
I do not want any spies or snitches stuck to my chest.
I can't contain it, I'm coming out with a statement. You really changed, man, all your music and arrangement. You don't know shit, shut your mouth, you can save it. I'm the same dude that got his come up from the basement. 100 songs, 100 weeks, didn't change it. Experiments, development, intelligence, and patience. I'll do it all again, cause I never feel complacent. Let's keep the good vibes, positivity's contagious. I'm never looking back, cause I made a life that's passionate. A college graduate suppressing all his talents, yeah. He found a way to go and change, become an advocate. For taking control of your life, go out and battle. And you think you have a dream, then act on it. Get after it, get out your head and fucking capture it. You got one life to master it. Don't give up on your future, we all start losers. We're all late bloomers, gotta struggle through the sewer. What you say, yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Yeah, I'ma do it my way.
So that's the rule, and you can't sit with us. Whatever. Those rules aren't real. You can't sit with us!
Do it my way.
Get ready for the shit show. Smoke them if you got them. Make sure you have your cigarettes. Make sure you have your drinks. Make sure you have all your stuff ready because it's going to be a hell of a day today. Understand me when I say people are fucking sick of this.
I need you again, so stick around. So stick around.
She told her subs and everybody to get ready for the shit show that was going to be put on today. She was well aware of it before it happened. She told you to get your cigarettes, your snacks, and your drinks.
So stick around.
Say that I wasn't including Queen B, okay? I've said that on every single live. I'm not talking about Queen B. I'm not talking about Queen B. Guess what? I was fucking talking about Queen B.
Leave the world around us. They don't need to know. Come find me where the sun sets and say you'll never let me go. You're the one I want. Say you need me. Hide where I go. Don't let go. I know you feel the same. Say you need me. 'Cause you'll always be my broken love. Broken love. Cause you'll always be my broken love. Cause you'll always be my broken love.
Queen B, bring the information on Queen B. We're done with Queen B. Queen B's in my crosshairs. There's Queen B's channel. Queen B thinks she can. But Queen B is reformed. I bet you Queen B gets tricked. Queen B. Fake
PI trash bag bitch is so obsessed with me.
You'll always be my broken love. They don't know how we love when we're letting close. With you, I know I belong. Without all eyes on us, you're the one I want. Say you need me. Hide where I go. Don't let go. I know you feel the same. Say you need me. 'Cause you'll always be my broken love. Broken love. Cause you'll always be my broken love. Cause you'll always be my broken love.
Queen B would think she could.
Anybody at Queen B show earlier.
We talked about Queen B and stuff. I didn't listen to Queen B's.
I heard Queen B, we got bailing on Salty for Queen B, and some people not the Queen B. I don't understand why anybody's afraid of her.
About Queen B over here on Queen B.
Queen B, show her face, show her face, show her face.
That's real rich coming from somebody who wears pantyhose on his face every live.
You'll always be my broken love.
Walking alone, the streets are empty. The only thing I can see is my own silhouette. I'm getting stronger, step by step. The clock is ticking, but there's no time for regrets. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been...
Hey, everybody. Happy Sunday. How y'all doing? All right, I was trying to get the link pinned. I'm telling you what, me and this bird are going to have it out. Boy, we're going to have it out. She will not stop squawking today. I had to go in there and shame her for a minute. Shit. I even let her get out this morning and sit up on, like, perch up on the shower while I took a shower so she could get out the cage for a little while. Because I know she likes to stretch her wings, you know what I mean? So I was trying to be nice, be a good bird mom, you know? But the more I try to be a good bird mom, the more they try to take advantage of it, you know what I'm saying? Then they want to start screaming and being out all the time, and I can't have that. Because I have kids, and if you really want to hear a fucking shit show, I could tell you about the time they both got the fuck out and flew off. It took me hours and hours and hours to get them back, but I did get both of them back. But Kiwi, the bird that really likes the Mountain Dew and the weed, she came straight back. Like, she flew right back to my shoulder. It was the other fucker that I had trouble getting, and it took hours. Yeah, positive reinforcement doesn't work. Negative reinforcement doesn't work because it's a fucking bird. Bird haka. She is something else, man. I'll tell you what. She is they're very demanding. Very fucking demanding. But yeah, I got kids and they like to open the doors, and all it takes is for that door to open one good time and a fucking bird to be, you know, close enough or within range to fly out, and that's it. That's all she wrote. Your ass is done for the next fucking week trying to find them and get them back home. Like my cockatiel. So she was in her cage outside, for example. My daughter opened the fucking door to put her food dish in, and as she's opening the thing, I'm like, no! It was like slow motion. I'm like, no! As I'm saying no, the bird comes flying out, and she's a beautiful white bird, all white cockatiel. And she comes flying out, y'all. Her ass went straight up, right up to the tree. She landed in the big ass tree in our backyard, and then she went up in the air, and oh my God, it was so fucking beautiful. Like, it was so, so beautiful. She was like in flight, you know what I mean? Her wings were out. She was fucking gorgeous, but it scared the fuck out of me, and it scared her really bad because she had never been up that high. And once birds get up that high, like house birds, they don't know how to get down because they don't know how to navigate with the wind. They're not used to it, and their wings are not used to it. So she was really fucking scared. But guess what? When she came, she was gone for a week. I searched for her every single day in and day out. Had like blisters on my feet from walking so much, looking for this goddamn fucking bird. And guess what? The day I stopped looking for her and pretty much accepted that she was gone, you know what I'm saying? I was like, man, fuck, I'm probably never going to get her back. There was a fucking call I got a phone call, and they said, we found your birds with an S, birds with an S. And I'm like, nah, I only had one, so it probably isn't mine, but thank you. She's like, no, it's yours. It's the white cockatiel. And I was like, oh, no. I said, yeah, I got a white cockatiel, but I only had one. I didn't have two of them. You know what I'm saying? So the ones you found, if they're mates, they're not mine. And she's like, no. We have a all white cockatiel, and it's got a little all white parakeet with it. And I'm like, what? Yeah. She fucking left and came back home with a little parakeet. So we had a little white parakeet for a while. And then I called my aunt and was like, hey, do you want this little parakeet? Because a blue one actually flew into our car window. Like flew up to the side of it and was like sitting there. I was like, oh fuck. Yeah, I was gonna say, my brother tried to grab it. It was like he tried to reach out and grab it, but of course it flew away. Then it came back down, but I think it was like hungry, you know what I mean? This little blue one, because it was not going anywhere, you know what I mean? Like he wasn't leaving. So right, even the birds bringing birds home now. I was like, oh fuck. I'm like, those ain't mine. I said I only had one. She's like, no, there's another little white. I'll have to get a picture out so I can show y'all, because I thought it was the cutest fucking thing. Like, oh my god, you came home with a little friend, you know? Like she had a little friend. But like I said, my aunt had a bunch of them. So after I kept her here for 2 weeks and made sure there was nothing going on with her, and you know what I'm saying, there wasn't nothing wrong with her, she took her, and then she kept her for a week before she allowed her around her other birds. The same one that took my macaw. The bird hacker. Okay, y'all, we're going to have to also, I was informed last night that Natasha Cooper had Fabio's picture up on her screen, talking about he's the peen bomber. And I think if any of y'all go into her chats, I did see her mod tried to correct her several times, and she wasn't listening. She was like deliberately not reading her comments. I went back and watched the live stream, you know, just to make sure. But I don't believe in, bullying and being shitty to Fabio. I just don't. You know what I'm saying? I know that he's different, and I know some people don't, they don't fuck with him, and that's fine. They don't have to. But I sure as fuck am not going to let anybody else fuck with him. So I went and commented under her picture that she has. What's up, man? How you doing, baby? Hold on 1 second. I'm going to pop the picture up she had of.
She's referring to that gentleman that doesn't talk and just basically is on the image. Is that what you're saying? Let me see. Flip flop. Welcome for a month. Let me see. My daughter is special and all friends are not cool. So let me see. How you doing, guys? How you doing this Sunday? I think Queen's just getting the image going. And probably we'll be back in a moment. Or she's fighting with the bird that wants to drink her Mountain Dew and smoke weed all day, which kind of sounds like a 18-year-old kid.
Like a teenager. Okay, so this is the picture that she had up. And she was talking about he's the peen bomber and she wants to talk to him. And I said, well, that's going to be pretty fucking hard considering he's nonverbal. And, she kept saying that that he was coming up on her panel and doing, she wants to talk to him because somebody was showing his peen and all this and that. Well, I don't think he could if he wanted to. He's not the peen bomber. So if y'all see Natasha Cooper or anybody else talking about Fabio or Fabio on the panel, please let them know what's up. You know what I mean?
So is this just an attempt of her trying to get views by saying that this gentleman's on there who was on your panel?
Well, she's saying that he was. She's saying that he's a peen bomber. And she's like, I want to talk to him, and I was like, what the fuck? So somebody let me know that it was that his image was up on her live stream, and I'm like, what the fuck for? And they said, well, she's saying that he's the peen bomber, and I said, there's no fucking way.
Yeah,
there's no fucking way. Here, I'll pull her live up real quick. I got a timestamp.
Okay, cool. Let me see. She has zero business bringing trouble and harassment to this person. Yeah, that's true. But unfortunately, when you're on panels, people they just target you. And it looks like Natasha Cooper, looking for views, is targeting this gentleman who has done nothing and said nothing for obvious reasons, and just shows his support by just jumping on the panel and just being here once in a while. So it's unfortunate that this lady is defaming this gentleman and trying to drag his name through the dirt for no fucking proof or evidence. And it's disgusting. And I'm glad Queen is basically clarifying the record, because it should be clarified. I think Queen's getting the recording now, so that's why she's quiet. So just a moment. Hope her and anyone else messing with him leaves him alone. I hope so too. It's just a very shitty thing that happens. Unfortunately, you get named. I mean, unfortunately, this gentleman can't defend himself for obvious reasons, and unfortunately, this woman's deciding to go after him for some fucking reason, for either views or stupidity, or just someone told her something, and it's just how it is. Unfortunately, he obviously has something going on with his cognitive abilities. Sit the fuck down, Natasha. Not even supposed to be on this platform. Well, unfortunately, that woman keeps on getting banned and just makes a new account, and for some reason, people continue to watch her. Not sure why.
Well, and her mod deliberately told her, like, hey, that's Fabio. Like, he goes on Queen Bee's panel. He goes on, other panels. He's nonverbal. He's not he's not peen bombing you. I promise it's not him. And it wasn't like she was being like super cruel, but I know how Natasha is too. And with her putting that out there, just like she tried to do with Kate's husband, Kate does crime. She tried to say Kate does crime, that her husband was Marco, the peen bomber. And I'm like, no, Marco is not Kate's husband. What the fuck? Like, you can't just be out here saying shit like that.
That's why she's banned for many stupid decisions.
Yeah, here she goes. So I'll put here.
Sent me a message and clarified to me that the Fabio that was on Mama Knows Best channel, and Fabio, who is the younger guy who
so there's another Fabio that was supposedly fucking with Critical K, I guess. And they're saying that he came up under that name, I guess. Somebody came up underneath Fabio's name and used his name. So I'm thinking that's what's going on here. I don't know. Either way, though, if you see him, would you please correct the chat, correct her, or whoever, wherever chat he's in? You know what I mean? Like, if he's up on a panel, because they sent him this picture and she goes, I want to talk to him. Well, you're going to have time with that because he's nonverbal. You can't talk to him. And Brooke was in here in her chat, one of her mods, and she kept trying to tell her, but she wasn't listening. So let me speed this up just a pinch.
Used to do stuff on the internet for people, whatever. They're not the same person. There are two separate Fabios.
Right.
So this person that was on Mama Knows Best panel named Fabio, I have some questions for you, because I took pictures backstage of when that Fabio kept trying to come up on my panel showing his penis.
And actually, no, she doesn't. She has the screenshots that I had when he came up on my panel, and me and Cappy made the screenshots. Like, she made cropped it out for me and made it like to where it would fit on my screen. And someone sent those screenshots to Natasha, and Natasha put them up on her screen. That's how that went down.
That's great. That's really wonderful that she's just basically fucking dragging this person's name through the dirt without any proof or evidence, and actually is kind of falsifying evidence.
I just hope that if somebody sees him around, they just correct it. You know what I mean? Like they let him know he means no harm, and he's not. He just wants to hang out. He just wants to be. You know what I'm saying? He just wants to hang out. That's all. He doesn't mean any harm. And I'll show you guys what he did on Mama Knows Best too, because does nothing. He didn't do anything bad.
And in those pictures, I saw your hands. I want to see if you got the same hands, because they were little hands for a man.
Now, how the fuck you gonna know what size his hands are? Stop it.
It was a little wiener too, but I'm talking about your hands.
Little.
I don't want to see you again. I've seen it all. I want to see it. So I'm going to show y'all this picture. This is who I'm talking about. And if y'all know who this person is, I want to talk to them.
I said, well, you're going to have trouble because he's nonverbal. He cannot talk to you like you think he can.
So this lady's just gonna basically falsify evidence, and
now this is not a very good picture, but it's the only one that I have. Somebody sent this to me today.
Holy fuck.
So if you know who this is,
I love how everyone's making fun of this gentleman's looks. That's really fantastic. Really great. Really nice of you guys in that chat, in that recliner ladies chat.
Oh yeah, it's real fucking cute, ain't it? The comments, yeah, they're real fucking nasty.
I don't see Natasha putting her camera on. Have we seen she on this video?
She puts her camera on all the fucking time, and she don't look no damn better. Shit.
Oh, okay. At least she does that. Yeah, I don't think it's appropriate to make fun of this gentleman's looks. It's not.
They're like, what the hell? Those eyebrows? What the F is that? What's your problem? Scary. And then finally, Betty was like, Betty MCW was like, he goes on Queen Bee's channel, and somebody said he really looks like that too. And they said, oh, is that even a real person? The Sling Blade guy, Frankenstein. Like, you can clearly tell Fabio has some issues. Stop that shit. What the fuck you doing?
Wow.
Dreams, I know who Brooke is, and I know she's talked shit. Can you, Kelly?
Yeah, some more of those comments is that's not a filter. And don't underestimate Natasha's attention to she notices everything. So she's going to judge his hands with hands that she's got of pictures that she's got from some other guy playing with the scene. Fucking for real right now, Natasha. Stop that shit.
Yeah, I mean, you have no proof this is the guy. Obviously, he doesn't talk. And you're fucking just throwing him his name through the dirt, and then you make fun of him. You did this on purpose to make fun of his looks because you're a piece of shit. But whatever. But, you know, it's just messed up. Guy doesn't even say one thing, doesn't say anything, absolutely says nothing, and someone fucking just throws this guy's name in the dirt. You know what I mean? Jumps on a panel and that's it. You know, that's so fucked up. It really is.
Yeah, and on Mama Knows Best, I think she's been kicked off the platform too. I'm not really too sure, but they weren't really being mean to him. I mean, they kind of like, you know, they were just laughing and joking. I'm guessing I didn't even watch all of it. I just watched like the first minute or whatever of it. Hold on, I'll put it on.
I need to see your head level, not down there level.
And it's like,
what in
you
the
can
world?
see
I
the
need to take
top
this
of
down
the
so y'all can see what
forehead.
I'm seeing. Hold on. Hold up. Fabio, are you gonna talk?
So I hope more people can understand now that he's nonverbal. He can't talk. So
Hello. I can see your
Fabio, you got a big head. Damn.
Dang. Hello.
you can clearly tell he's fucking medicated. Come on, man.
Please.
Y'all, I think he's at the wrong place. Hello. Earth to Fabo.
It's like he's just kind of confused because up here, I just let him sit up here. You know what I'm saying? I let him sit up here, and while we talk shit, I let him feel included. You know what I mean? Because that's all he really wants.
Hello.
Tenho quantas roupas, hein?
Yeah, you do have dark eyebrows.
Are you gonna talk?
Ai.
Where do these people just go get online and go up on panels and stuff?
Oh, será que vai dar?
Okay, is there something that you have important to say?
So if he gets on, so if he like, okay, so you can kind of tell when he's really having, like, you know, when he's real excited, he'll rock back and forth and clap his hands together, and you know what I'm saying? He gets real excited. You can read body language. You know damn well when he's getting real excited, and all you have to do is mute him and let him still sit there. You can even throw an overlay up. Yeah, she did lose her channel. I don't know. I don't know if she got it back or what, but Mama Knows Best, her channel was terminated for bullying and harassment too, I believe, right along with Natasha's. So I could be wrong though. She could have gotten it back. I don't know. You know what I mean? And I mean, I don't really think she's like being a bully to him, but I mean, you know, they're not being very fucking nice. That's for sure.
Oh, you got.
Yes.
You won't. Oh, hold on.
Okay, so what? It was there a reason that you come up on our panel?
He can't talk. He forgot.
Fabio.
Yeah, okay. I guess I spoke too soon. Oh, look, that girl right there. She just said MKB is ban evading. She did not get her channel back. And yeah, Marie, they are. I guess it's fucked. That's fucked up, man. Like I said, I mean, he's cool. He's always been cool over here. He's always welcome over here. And if that fucking bothers y'all, then you don't need to be here, because fuck that. And fuck this too.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if they don't know about him and he's just sitting there. They should have just basically kicked him off and just instead of
Right. If they
like,
didn't want him up there, they could have booted him. I mean, she
Yeah.
she said right there, well, he can't talk. And then I thought she already knew he couldn't talk. I'm like, well, damn, obviously he can't
Yeah.
talk. Then she's like, well, so I'm not sure. I don't even know if she fucking knows who he is.
Yeah.
But if she didn't, you know what I'm saying, she could have took his ass down off the panel. She didn't need to keep him up there fucking with him. If that's, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, people were in her chat. See, that's the thing is like it doesn't even like people were telling her and Natasha. He goes on Queen Bee's panel, like he goes up there. They know I'm not gonna let just it just, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Some guy that throws his peen around just sit up here. No, I would never fucking do that.
Yeah. Yeah. So this guy that looks kind of agitated, actually, just by the looks of him. So he does not.
Oh, you got a unibrow. I dig it.
You thinking a lot there. I think I might have to leave and come back in.
You are?
Yeah,
For
because
what?
I'm echoing.
Oh, it sounds fine on our end.
Am I?
Let me take this down.
I'm echoing, y'all.
So, anyways, y'all, if you see our boy anywhere on any of these panels or whatever, you know what I'm saying, make sure y'all let them know that, you know what I'm saying, he means no harm. And please be kind. You know what I'm saying? Show him a little grace. He's fine. There ain't nothing wrong with him. I mean, you know, there is, but there's not. He's cool. He can sit there. He ain't doing nothing like that. You know, he ain't being nasty. He ain't doing stuff he ain't supposed to be doing. He just wants to hang out.
Yeah. I don't know. It just seems people don't have compassion to people. You know, no compassion. But anywho, yeah. But anyway, geez, that's terrible. Let me see.
You know, I think it irritates me. Hi, by the way.
Hello.
As
Good
he's
morning,
obviously,
love.
Good morning. Sorry. I'm like a little bit hot off the press here, but he obviously understands what's going on enough
Yeah.
to listen and to click the link and join the panel. So he knows what the fuck they're saying to him. Just because he's nonverbal and cannot communicate his side of the conversation doesn't mean he's stupid to what's going on. And that makes me so angry.
Yeah, it's like the ability, you know what's going on, but you don't have the ability to like talk back or come back with it. Yeah.
Like he's trapped in that end of the conversation or lack of conversation, and they're just sitting there ragging on him like he's too stupid to know what they're saying, and it makes me just so angry.
Well, did you see him put his finger by his face, like on his cheek, like he wanted to? It was like he had so much to say, but he couldn't say it. You know what I mean? Like,
my godson's nonverbal and he's smart. Like he is so smart. There's a lot of nonverbal people that are so intelligent. They're just missing that speech connection in their brain. And they're assholes for this. Like y'all are going to go to hell.
Yeah, I mean, like, listen, the guy's smart enough to press the link and shut off his YouTube in the background, so he's smarter than probably 50% of the people that jump up here.
Saying. Like, he obviously is here and functional enough to click the damn link and join the panel correctly. He's not stupid. They're assholes.
Yeah, I mean, like, that's the problem with people. It's like they just think because someone looks different that they're dumber than someone. It's like, no, it's just the guy's nonverbal. And also it's like you can have a little respect for him and just kind of, you know, if you don't want him on the panel, just don't let him up. And just that's it. You don't have to make him a sideshow for your panel and be ridiculed. I mean, like, just ridiculous. You know what I mean?
I feel like he was trying to communicate back with them at one point just so that they could see he cannot do so properly. And that just made him be more assholes. It's so annoying.
Yeah. Yeah, but unfortunately, the internet can be a cruel place. You know, you put yourself out there, and there's people that just don't fucking have compassion. It's just how it is, unfortunately. Doesn't excuse them, not excuse them. It's just how it is, unfortunately. We've seen some vile people, especially a couple of days ago.
Thankfully, I haven't really been around. It just upsets me that people are going to treat him like he's ignorant just because he can't speak. Like, it just makes me angry.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I'm not really like angry. I just like very disappointed with people because you know what I mean. Like,
oh no, it makes me angry when people bully and discriminate against disabled or different abled people. It makes me angry.
Yeah. Well, it disappoints me that these people just lack the common compassion to people and actually count their blessings that they were born without having to go through the same struggles this gentleman has to go through. And instead of just acknowledging that this man has gone through many struggles in his life and treating him with some sort of decency, they decide to make him into a sideshow and ridicule his looks.
Yeah.
It's very disappointing.
It's beyond disappointing, but they're all adults. These aren't children. You know, like children doing that is disappointing. Adults doing it, it just enrages. Like,
Yeah, I
y'all,
get it.
they know better.
Yeah.
They're just assholes.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. But, you know, what's also disappointing is the chat that just sits there and just kind of makes fun of a person like that. And it's like, you know, there's something wrong and you're just deciding to do it. But because you're behind the keyboard, you don't think to yourself that, you know, maybe you shouldn't do that. Maybe this guy's reading everything you say and he has no ability to come back and you're just throwing stuff at him.
Oh, but they act ignorant about everything. Like, that's just how they are. They're mean, heartless, never think about other people or anything type of people. That it's what can I get out of this person now to help me get where I want to be? Take. They're just not that type of people. And I think that's why it irritates me, because I've watched them do this to a lot of different people. And he's not the first different mentally abled person that I've seen them do this to, and it just it makes me angry.
Really? They did this to other people?
Oh, they used Miss Portland for content forever.
Oh, okay. I don't even know I only know Miss Portland from like the GIMP, like with Queen, this like the tongue thing. Is that Miss Portland?
That's Miss Portland.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
we use her little tongue thing, but that's we don't do her lives every day. We don't have a bunch of clips of her. We just have
don't commentate.
Couple of her little things. What?
There's a reason we don't commentate on her, huh, Queen? Like,
yeah,
we just try to get away from that for a reason, because it's not right. You know, some of the stuff she does is funny and she wants to be included, and to an extent can navigate that. But it's just, there's certain things you shouldn't do because it's just not kind. I mean,
well, people set her off to watch her go off, and then they set her off to watch. They start shit with her and that snoodle mash and that noodle fucking mash. She knows better than she knows what she's doing. So I don't know. It's really fucked up. You know what I'm saying? She just went to jail because, you know, she gets on here and then she can't control her emotions and shit. So she gets to going, and once she gets to going, she can't fucking stop. You know what I mean? And she's just like,
yeah,
it's like really hard for her.
When I did that song about her blocking people, had it hurt her feelings or she disliked it at all, I would have taken it down. But she thought it was hilarious. Like, she can play the game some. You just have to do it at her level.
Let me see. You have a super chat, Queen. It says, this young man has the characteristics of, I know some, and has.
Yeah, Heather. I mean, Fabio is a lot different than Miss Portland too. You know what I mean? She fucking goes back and forth. She cusses people out. She knows he's nonverbal. He doesn't know what's like. He doesn't get on here and fight with people. He doesn't know what's going on half the fucking time. He doesn't know who people are like that on here. You know what I mean? Like, he doesn't get involved in the drama like she does. It's a whole lot different. Miss Portland's a whole different ballgame, really.
I agree, but she's still mentally neurodivergent in many ways, and it's not okay to.
Yeah, for sure. Heather said, hold on, this young man has the characteristics of, what is this, monosim, being nonverbal, and the eyebrows are part of the disorder. Thank you, Queen, for giving this man a place to go and being you. Thank you, love. I appreciate that. And Rowena said, I really pray he comes over to the Hive. I'll pay for his membership. I want him to feel happy. Well, he does come over here. He comes over here. He goes to JJJ's too. He sits on their panel. That's how I met him.
Okay, Manasami 8P. His common features include growth deficiency, cognitive impairment, malformation, skull and facial regions such as small head or vertical skin folds that may cover the eyes or inner corners. Oh, okay. Yeah. Did not know about that condition, actually. Yeah, I didn't know about that condition. Yeah, here's the article that talks about it, if you ever want to read it.
I really don't, because I don't know if that's what he's got or not, and I don't really care what he's got. It doesn't really matter to me. I don't really care to look into it or anything. I mean, I guess if anybody else does, you can drop it in the chat, but I don't really care to.
Yeah, okay, no problem.
You know what I mean? I don't.
Yeah, I just looked it up because someone typed it in. I just wanted to see if that was the case. But,
yeah, I mean, if other people want to Google it, and that's fine. If they want to.
Yeah, I get you.
I just, you know what I mean? I'm not about trying to diagnose him or look into things that might possibly, you know what I'm saying? Or he might possibly, I don't want to, that's not my business. So.
No, I agree
I
with
get
you.
it.
And we don't even have to know what he has to treat him kindly. My God, you know. And I know that was
a
comment, but I'm with you, Queen. It doesn't even matter. Just leave him alone. Shit.
Don't bully anyone, but special needs. Oh no. Let me see. I don't even know who Fabio is. Who is this Fabio guy? Does anyone know who this guy is? I don't know.
Just another random YouTuber, Tim. Just another random person who hangs out. That's all.
Yeah.
So what do y'all think about Betty saying that she wants Summer Wells to be pronounced deceased so that she can push for Dawn and Candace to be charged?
With what evidence?
Oh, what? She said what? Repeat that? My ears surely heard you wrong.
Yeah, she's wanting Summer Wells to be classified as deceased so that they can move forward in trying to get charges pushed or get charges on Dawn and Candace.
Wow. What evidence do we have that she is, number one, no longer with us, and number two, at their hands? Can I have some supporting?
She didn't say anything like that. That's what I said. She didn't.
Yeah, do you want to play the clip? I think Lippy has the clip. She has the clip.
Okay, I seen it on Burnt Toast. I seen it on Burnt Toast, her Twitter. So yeah, if Lippy has the clip, then yeah, if you got it, will you pop it up?
Sure. I like the background how she puts Bullhorn Betty too. So that's why.
I haven't even had a chance to see it. So make sure you guys go sub up to Lippy. She's one of the clip channels too and does a really good job.
Yeah, I like Lippy a lot.
Yeah, she does a really good job on her videos too.
I put it in the back. I actually put it up. You see it in the back.
Okay, yeah. Sorry. I'm brushing my hair from the shower and it's like past my butt, so it's really hard to brush. So I'm having a hard time brushing it. That's why I said, can you play it for a minute?
Yeah, sure. I can play it.
I'm going to mute. Go ahead.
Milestone. Let me tell you guys something. So there's been a lot of people that have reached out to me and said, hey, what do we need to do with Summer Wells? What can we possibly do?
This is hard to understand. Does it go up? Is it? Yeah, I was gonna say it's hard for me to understand.
If you adjust the playback speed, it's because she slowed her down because she, manipulated the sound to the voice.
Let me see.
One might help. I don't know.
Let's try it this way.
It's hard to understand her. Yeah.
Let me try again, with a half faster speed.
There's been a lot of people that have reached out to me and said, hey, what do we need to do with Summer Wells?
No, she did it in a program, not with you.
Yeah, it's hard. I mean, we can play it. I just can't understand her. So you guys can break it down for me when we're done.
Let me see. Let me try. Let me see.
Heels has a better clip. Okay.
Let me see. One moment. Let me get 1 second. I'll do it. I was watching that. I liked it. Let me see. Okay. 1 moment.
Campaigns for
County getting this, but do I really? And you know, I started processing this and seeing what can Hawkins County really do at this point. Is it really them? Is it not them? Why isn't this being able to move forward? And so I come to this point where I say it's a little bit of both. It's them, and it's the lack of movement in this case. I believe Summer Wells is dead. I don't believe that she walks this earth anymore. And so what is the first thing in order to hold somebody accountable? What is one of the first things that need to happen? Well, one of the first things that need to happen in this matter is she has not been designated as deceased. She is, in all intents and purposes, in the eyes of the law, she's still alive. If she's still alive, it's kind of hard to arrest somebody for her murder or disappearance or something else. So I think the first thing needs to be is she needs to be deceased. In order for this case to move forward, no matter what evidence they have, if they cannot prove this child is dead, there is no way, hey Mav, there's no way for this to move forward.
Here we have a wild piece of shit in its natural habitat. The real disgusting piece of shit. Some might even say the most disgusting of all shit pieces.
Okay, I played it.
Yeah, so yeah, I don't know where that girl went, but yeah, that's fucked up. I don't see how she even thinks that that's even. I mean, so what? Okay, so what? Say they arrest Dawn and Candace for supposedly doing something, and then you know, a year or two down the road, she's found, or someone comes forward, or you know what I mean? Because she's going off of nothing, pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I think she just wants content, to be completely honest with you.
It's pretty much all it is, really, at this point, is what it seems like. And
yeah, and it's like, you know, like a person who's like the strong constitutionalist and stuff like that, you want to basically have people arrested with like zero evidence against them. I mean, like, what evidence do they have against anyone?
I'm kind of curious how Summer's Day party meet and greet with Tina and Bullhorn and Betty and PJ. I wonder if PJ and Betty are going to be besties. Like, hey girl, we fucked the same man.
Yeah, holy fuck. That sounds weird.
Hey Lip Locked. Hey Cheesy Weezy. How are you ladies?
Hi. The problem is that she thinks that she does this all the time. Like, she thinks that this is like the West case because they didn't find the boys, so they pronounced him dead, but they had proof or evidence of them being deceased, whereas they don't have any proof of Summer. And she did the same thing in Georgia with Simon, because the one child, I can't think of his name, but his dad's in jail. But she kept referring to that. I'm trying to think of what his name is now.
Cody Bixby.
Yeah, thank you.
But he's not for murder. It's for child endangerment and some other things.
But she kept saying, "Oh well, they put Cody Bixby's father away because for other things than this, and got him in jail right away, and blah blah blah." You know, so she commonly thinks that these cases, she joins them all together, thinking that just because they did it with one, they can do it for another. Well, it's completely different circumstances. And that just shows how dumb she is.
Hi, Queen.
Hi, Lip Lock. How you doing?
Hi, B-Tim.
Hey, Lip Locked. How are you, babe?
I'm coming in hot, baby. I'm coming
All
in
right.
hot.
Put it on us, love. Put it on us. Take us to church this Sunday.
Honey, oh, you know how bad my language can get, though. I'm fucking pissed right now. First, I was worked up over Natasha Cooper, and that.
Yeah, that was a fucking shit move on her part.
So I'm already outside, was on my phone outside because that was getting me worked up. And I'm like, okay, just pace and keep chatting. Then this is the first I have fucking heard about bullshit Betty and this declaring Summer Moon Utah Wells dead. This is the very first I've heard of it right here, right now. What
yeah,
the
I'm sorry.
fuck? What the actual fuck? Queen, I'm so sorry. I should not
No,
have
you're
come
fine.
out.
I mean, we're all kind of like shocked that she even, I mean, like, well, we're not shocked that she said it because we know she says stupid shit all the time, but
why does she not go back to the political arena where she, or whatever? Why? She knows practically nothing whatsoever about the case of the disappearance of Summer Wells.
she used it for a grift. And it's getting ready to be Summer's Day, you know what I mean? And for them to they're celebrating. It's a big party. I mean, that's Dolly's having a meet and greet and a cookout, and he's making a big old good time party of it.
Are you fucking kidding me?
No.
Yeah, he has an advertisement for Summer. He's got like a giant Galapagos turtle next to Summer.
They're celebrating Summer pretty much. They're celebrating her fucking being taken. Like they're celebrating the day she went missing.
Shouldn't it be okay? Maybe I'm just too old or too old school. But for me, June 15th, 2023 is a very solemn, quiet day of just thinking about Summer. I'm a praying woman, so maybe praying for her. I made a statement on one of my lives last week that it's none of my business what they do. Ultimately, I'm just another YouTuber.
Right.
But if I
you're free to have an opinion on it. That's fair. That's
The Queen, I have been my channel is dedicated to Summer Wells. I talk about issues related to different hypotheses in regards to what might have happened to her. So there's a lot of speculation over there. I'm not a true crime channel. I'm just a commentary, opinion, and criticism channel.
Right.
But my focus, what brought me to YouTube was Summer Moon Utah Wells. And I'm sorry, my heart is breaking right now. What people have done to grift off of this baby's name and use her to build their channels and things of that nature just go all over me. And I feel so powerless to do anything. So I just made the statement on my live last week that it's none of my business. But if I get any inkling that a single person has used her disappearance on June 15th, 2023 to build their channel, if they live stream, if they make a single fucking penny on YouTube off of that baby's name, Queen Bee, my channel for a while will become ripping them a new fucking asshole.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you there.
Thank you for allowing me to come up on your panel, especially in my current state of mind. As I said, right now on your live is the first I heard of what Bullhorn Betty had said about this baby. And there is absolutely no evidence that she is not alive. We may not have proof of life, but as long as we do not have proof of death, there is hope. And for her to use her platform in a manner that could dash that hope in the hearts of thousands of people around the world is almost more than I can personally bear. So thank you for allowing me this platform to express my passion and emotion on Summer's behalf. And finally, and then I'm going to drop down because I'm so angry, but fuck you, Bullhorn Betty. Fuck you. Fuck you. So I'm dropping down.
Sorry,
Thank you so
girl.
much. I love you, Queen. Thank you.
Poor thing. I hate that you had to find out this way too. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I thought that it was out for a couple of days, so I'm sorry that people have been. Yeah. But yeah.
It's really shitty. I mean, it's not her child. What I mean, it's who the fuck is Betty to declare any fucking thing? She's a nobody in this case. She's a fucking nobody.
Yeah.
She isn't anybody to be declaring her, deceased or anything like that. She needs to fucking sit down and, let the authorities and let, the parents and the family deal with this. It's not her fucking place. It's not her business, and it's not her goddamn place to say anything.
Well, this is the problem. I mean, like, you have people who kind of think that they're detectives and that they're investigating and they have any say in the investigation. No, you do not have any say in the investigation. All the say you have is basically reporting on what's the news coming out of the case, and that's pretty much.
I have to say something that's probably going to be unpopular.
Okay.
But I'm going to say it because I've been thinking it for a really long time.
All
And
right.
I think Lip Locked is a beautiful woman and a beautiful soul. So this is absolutely not directed at her, but more of a generalized statement. And I hope people will try to understand where I'm coming from. It makes me nervous to even say it because I'm probably going to be crucified. But I find the amount of people who are so emotionally and invested and attached to the point of tears over news like this to be just as strange, in my opinion, as the people like Betty who want her to be declared dead so that they can do their stuff. Like the amount of emotional investment and almost, and I'm again, this is not directed at Lip Lock, it's just kind of general. She just reminded me of the feeling I have, but the amount of over emotional investment and that, they're mad on Summer's behalf or what, it just is really fucking weird to me. And Summer is not any of our child. Dare I say, if she was, she could still be here, but she's not. And nobody knows where she is. And the extreme emotional response is weird to me. It just is. And I feel like it's a lot of what's wrong with the case in general
Well,
is
yeah,
that
there's a lot of
reasoning.
people who are emotionally, like overly emotionally invested and involved with a child that's not theirs.
And like that other lady who says Summer's channel made Dawn shut up. She's a weirdo. Like this over emotional investment and claiming of this missing child as people's own, like TM and all they do. It's weird. And I don't understand it. Maybe somebody can help me understand it, but it's weird and it's not healthy. And I think it borderlines just as bad as what Betty does, just in a different way, as far as health wise is concerned.
Yes, and I want to reiterate this. Lip Locked was upset that Betty said that that Betty had said that and she had learned about it right now. She was more upset. I think she was more pissed off than she was, like that, you know what I'm saying? Betty wants to declare a child dead and she's not, has nothing to do, you know what I mean? It has nothing to do with her. She's, like, how dare you?
Yeah, and that's why I tried to take it a little bit more general, but we're 2 years in. Having a channel completely dedicated to Summer to me is asinine. It's just not, it's not helpful. And that's just my opinion. And again, I get told all the time that I'm shit for my opinion. B Tim has even told me before, then why am I here? But I still have, see, that's weird to me. You claiming Summer is your baby is weird to me. And I'm not
I
being,
would say can you come up and like give your, do you feel, if you feel comfortable
I would love some other perspective,
for
but
anyone,
that's weird to me. Like, it's not your child. And it's just like, if people were claiming my baby all over the place and getting as emotional as they do, and like what Homegirl did to Dawn the other day, I would flip out. Like,
I mean, like, my thought process is, and I kind of agree with you in certain aspects. I think a lot of people get emotionally attached to certain cases, and I think the people like Betty take advantage of that, and that's how they usually make money, because there's a lot of people that do get really emotionally attached to a case, and to the point where it's it's not normal for you and me, but it's just how it is, human nature. Sometimes people get attached to cases more than others. It doesn't happen to me, but it happens to people. And a lot of times Betty and groups like Dolly take advantage of that and spin it. And that's how it is. You got to have two sides of a coin. You got to have a group of people that are willing to watch and get emotionally attached, and you got to have a group of people that's willing to sell that, I guess.
No, I get what that girl's saying though. Like to say like I love her and she's my baby and all that stuff. I've gotten caught up in cases too, so I'm not like taking myself out of this equation either and just making more of a general statement. Like when we had that whole panel about Summer's Day, some of the people up there I really liked, but it's just like I don't know. It seems like it serves, even though it's something good, it still serves somewhat of a self-serving purpose in a way to like, I'm doing something good. Do you know what I mean? Like,
well, I mean,
even if it is benefiting the community, it's like it still like comes back to kind of.
To be fair,
well, that's another aspect. Yes.
To be fair, a lot of times people dedicate months, if not a very long time, looking into the person's background. And sometimes people kind of get, I don't know, they get some sort of attachment because they learn everything they can from this person. And it becomes, you know what I mean? And I think that's happens to people. And sometimes that separates, people who are, dedicated to a subject from a news reporter. News reporter gets all the facts in there and then they just move on to the next one. It's like that. But I think a lot of people are different when they do this type of stuff. Like there's certain cases people are stuck on for years.
Well, yeah, because we used to make fun of Lisa K. Roots. Oh, sorry, my blow dryer. We used to make fun of Lisa K. Roots because she was so obsessed with Rose and reached out to like Chris and would say all the crazy she would come online like she knew their whole family and she knew their whole life, and she just, you know what I'm saying? She would act like she knew everything about everything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was fucking
in every
weird.
case, she was connected somehow, right?
Yes, every fucking case. And this one's really, really bad. She's super involved in this one.
Wow. I don't know. And I don't want anybody to take offense. It's just, sometimes I'm just like, whoa, okay,
I don't either, but I think it's also weird enough that it's worth the mention. Like, it's not healthy.
No, it should be said. I think that it is thought-provoking at the very least. Like, people maybe should think about it. You know what I mean? Because there are so many cases. There's so many that never get talked about.
Like,
and this little girl's been talked about so much,
Yeah, there's so many. Why hyper focus on one, right?
Right.
The FBI or TBI or whoever's even having to put out things saying, stop it. YouTube is ruining this case, just not in those words. To me, it's gone too far. And if you're contributing to that in any way, you're part of the problem, even if you think what you're doing is positive.
And you're going to hate this, but listen, when Will came up here, he said exactly that. He was talking to Chasing, and everybody respects Chasing. She has credibility in the community and people like her. And he really likes her, right? And he was like, look, I'm just thinking that even though you have good intentions, and not his exact words, but you have good intentions with your guys' event for Summer's Day, it could, what was your word? What's the word I'm looking for? It could kind of facilitate other bad things to happen. Like it kind of encourage, like not intentionally, but encourages other things to keep going. And do you know what I mean? Kind of like what you're saying.
Since you brought that up, let me add that Will also was crucifying channels for having Dawn on panel and then turned around in the same breath and had him up too. So
yeah, he does that.
Hello, pot meat kettle. That was the most. I was actually watching. I've watched him twice in 3 years. I was watching that night, and I was like, "This is the most hypocritical shit I've ever seen." It was weird.
Damn it! I gave him the compliments when he came up here. I thought he did really good going against the grade. Damn it, that girl.
Well, you see what I'm saying, though? You're going to sit here and bitch that these channels have him up and he's doing things against Summer that are not good, but then you have him up? Like, what?
Right. And I just think at this point, like, like people should just not have either one of those parents up on panel anymore. We saw what happened here a couple weeks ago. He's just going to be drunk, say the N-word, and talk about how CPS kidnapped his children when we watched him for a whole year violate court mandates on panels, being fucked up, out of his mind, drunk when he wasn't supposed to. You know what I mean? Like,
well, how about all the things that they themselves have said have taken place around that time that would not necessarily be the best environment for a child, sir? Come on.
That's what I'm saying. Like, just openly, like, fucking up and then saying CPS kidnapped the kids. Come on, stop. You know, like that. And then just how he disrespected Queen and said the N-word and like all that kind of just, you know what? You need to just stop, get in some recovery thing.
Yeah, he needs to go to he needs to go to like Alcohol Anonymous, stop drinking, stay off the internet.
Something.
Yeah.
Find recovery somehow, and you know, your kids someday, like, you know, deserve when they're 18 to find sober parents.
In Crime Time, I feel you. Everybody's allowed their opinion. My opinion is that people are obsessed with this child to a degree that is unhealthy. And my opinion is that it is weird to get close to any of these kids. They're not your children. They're not your family. They're not your concern, other than spreading awareness, which the coverage of this case goes far, 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 far beyond spreading awareness. You can cover every single fact in this case in 2 hours, period. 2 hours, you can cover every single fact in the case. This is not factual awareness coverage. This is obsession. And that's just my opinion. And I knew it wouldn't be popular. And I'm sure there will be people that hate me now.
No, I don't.
That's okay.
Sure,
That's fine. Listen, everyone's welcome to have their opinions. And honestly, it's not, you know, I think your opinion is justified because, you know, we criticize a lot of channels that kind of spread misinformation and stuff like that did the Summer case, and I think you have to be unbiased when you're making your opinion, and you're just making an unbiased opinion on,
well,
you know.
And some people want to refute some of the rumors. I'm sure Lip Lock tries to do that.
Yeah.
But you cannot, one little channel like Lip Lock's cannot combat the thousands of videos being made on this child that are untrue.
Well, my thing is that it is, I mean, like, I think people have a right to discuss whatever they want, but I get your opinion.
Of course.
You know what I mean? It's kind of tough because a lot of times people get emotionally attached to any case. And that's why I think, like, people, when they do true crime, they have to, like, kind of detach themselves a little bit.
Yeah, they do.
Panel, the link should be pinned. Anyone is welcome to come up and give their opinion or talk about it or add to it, add to the conversation, involve in the conversation, anything. You guys, the link is pinned. It's an open panel.
Yeah. But I'm not going to hold it against you. I mean, like, listen.
I'd like to hear some of the opposing sides. As long as it can be done without screaming and tears, I'm all for it. But a lot of them seem to be super hyper emotional, and that doesn't make for a good conversation. So if there's anybody who's not, that wants to explain it.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't prejudge yet, you know, because we don't know.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I'm saying I would happily hear from somebody who's not emotionally, like, riled up.
How are you? Can you hear us okay?
Yeah, can you guys hear me? Is there any feedback or anything?
No, it's okay.
You sound good.
How's your YouTube? You did good.
Okay.
A plus plus, A plus plus.
That's right.
Thank you. I hate when it's like staticky or echoing. It drives me nuts. But I just wanted to weigh in, if you guys don't mind, because I don't want that girl to feel like people are gonna hate her. Because I do. Yeah, I do true crime cases, and there have been cases with like that are especially disturbing that I've cried on. But I think if I'm understanding correctly, what she's saying is that people are just so emotionally invested with Summer's case that it's not normal.
It's not healthy to a point.
Yeah, I've cried at cases before. Whenever Queen brought up that little girl that had stabbed her brother the other day, that got me emotional. But I didn't then start a channel to talk about it every day for 2 years. You know what I mean? Like,
right, I do.
and being emotional, if you don't get kind of
and make faces and put you know his face on bodies and
yeah. If you didn't get kind of emotional, especially as a woman, then there may be something wrong with you. But I mean, like the hyper levels of it, right?
I agree with that. I wanted to look into covering Summer's case, but there's such a clusterfuck of stuff on YouTube it completely overshadows facts. So with her case, if you're coming in from like the back side of things, you can't even actually do the research on it.
Oh no, it's a complete clusterfuck, and it's because of the people who are too invested. They've ruined it. Or people who are using it, right, to just make money.
Yeah, because there's a lot of them too.
Yep. And Tim's right as to why they do it. I agree with what Tim said.
Well, yeah, I mean, look, Don B. I mean, shit, him and Prayer Garden. I mean, I think they go hand in hand. Both their channels are complete. They're all. That's it. It's all Summer Wells content. That's all it is.
Yep.
The entire.
But aren't there a lot of channels that are that way with her case? Like the entire channel is built around it.
Because I've talked about those two, but I know there's a lot more like that. I just don't know them all. You know what I mean? I just know I've went over those two. You know what I'm saying? I've spoke on both of those.
Yes, ma'am.
But I just wanted to let you know, some of us get what you're saying, so don't feel like you sounded horrible or anything, because I get it.
Yeah, I'm kind of tag team about stuff like that, but it's just so weird to me. I've got to finally say something. I can't.
You're being honest in your opinions. You know what I mean? You're not like faking it. Just because that's the thing. Like a lot of these people who, for instance, like let's say the lab, for example. Do you think he's actually emotional, or Doug? Do you think they're actually emotionally attached, or you think they know people are emotionally attached to the case, maybe overly emotionally attached, and they're money motivated, and they just pretend? I've seen Doug's, when he was a fucking sovereign citizen / auditor. He doesn't give a fuck about people. He cares about making money, and that's the same thing with the lab. And he knows.
I think that those people are.
Well, I was going to say they're good at manipulating people for money. You can continue. Sorry.
And exactly, like I want to piggyback off that. I think they're there to manipulate a lot of the people that are emotionally attached.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
They see them as marks, and they take advantage of it every single day.
Right.
That's what they call
Grandma Sherry.
They call it a mark.
Hi.
Hey, Grandma Sherry.
Hi, sweethearts.
Happy Sunday.
Thank you. Happy Sunday to you.
Thank you.
Hi, Grandma Sherry.
Hey, Cappy. Hi, B. Tim. I hate you.
Hi, Sherry. Hate you too.
Oh, good. Hey, so I just wanted to come up here because I kind of started my YouTube stuff in like missing cases, right?
Yeah.
And so I've had a couple years of following things like this, and I can understand where you're saying that people who monetize strictly off of Summer's name, that's wrong.
I think.
And go ahead.
Oh, I was just agreeing with you, Sherry. Sorry, I'm a little bit soapboxy.
Oh, that's okay. And then people who spread just blatant clickbait lies about things, that's wrong. But I also understand the people who dedicate, now Lipluck's channel is not just dedicated to Summer. She has a lot of Summer content, but she does other cases as well.
Yes,
but you have to think of it, at least I do, in a way, and I know that a couple of the creators that I know actually talk to families, and they get really emotionally invested in cases. And those are the people that spearhead the awareness for change, not just for Summer, but CPS change, for law enforcement investigations, for all of the good things, even for legislation, for alerts and things like that. So I think it's good that some people do a hyper focus, because there are other channels that do 5 or 6 missing people a day, and it gets to be too much. You can't wrap your head around it. And so I wanted to share that perspective. And I get what you're saying, that girl, about people being too emotionally invested. I know that, you and I being in the, what's a good term for it? The death industry.
Yeah,
That,
death care. Yeah.
yeah, death care. That we see when people get so caught up, especially I worked in cemetery, so I had people coming in to, do grave markers and things later, years later, and they're still so torn up that if you get too emotionally invested and you don't heal from it and let that spur you forward, then it just turns into a nasty, infected emotional wound.
Oh, and that's such a good side point too, Grandma Sherry. You're so right. You're right. That's why
Yeah. So,
it's unhealthy too. That's a perfect example of it not being healthy.
and so I just wanted to jump up right quick and share my thoughts.
Well, thank you, love.
No, I appreciate it, Grandma Sherry. And I know that
Mm-hmm.
your brain in many ways works a lot like mine. And so it helps whenever people are capable of, just like giving me some different perspectives. And I like to hear different perspectives. A lot, I guess maybe my issue with any of that, Grandma Sherry, is most of the people that I've seen doing it, the only change they're spearheading is that of their wallet. I never see them do anything that would actually equate to or amount to real good change that actually benefits the children in the long run. You know what I mean?
Patricia, your camera's on, love. Do you want to keep it on, or do you want to turn it off before I bring you up here?
There's a little bit of virtue there too, like virtuous, like virtue signaling. Some channels are like that too.
You're up here, Patricia. Can you hear us okay?
She's not up. She jumped down.
I can't see.
Oh. Yeah, there she is.
Okay.
Can you hear us okay?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yep, we can hear you good.
Okay. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you, Grandma Sherry, if you're still talking.
Oh, no, Patricia, go ahead. I was just going to say something about the abuse, and the clickbait and whatnot. But go ahead.
I just want to say that I have watched this whole charade since day one, I'm sure, as we all have. But what surprises me, and I'm not sure how to take this because I watch this person, I watch Michelle After Dark all the time, and she did recently just did like a 7-day series. Right now she's doing a live about it, saying that everyone is still a suspect. And I truly respect her. I love her perspective on everything. And I don't look at her as a tragedy pimp, but I also kind of question why she is continuing the coverage, because there's no answers. I mean, everybody that covers Summers missing case has no answers. No one has answers. It's the same. I mean,
Not
we
even
know what.
TBI.
And you're not going
I'm
to find the
sorry.
answers here. You know what I mean? No matter how much you review the case.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
and TBI is not doing a presser on the 2nd year anniversary because there's nothing new to release. So
Well, that's right. And I feel like Dawn and Candace, people I feel like they keep talking to them and keep them around specifically because they think they're gonna spill the beans, or they're gonna say something, or you know what I'm saying, they're gonna slip up, or I don't I really don't see any of that happening. And I do have to agree with Will when he said that he's no longer going to have Don on his panel. I made that decision as well, that I wasn't, after he came up here drunk as hell like he did. I don't have any interest of having him on my panel either. I don't have any interest of supporting that kind of bullshit either. You know what I'm saying? I just don't. So,
but even as many times that they have been on so many lives, drunk or high or whatever condition they're in, they have never shed any true evidence towards the case. I mean, if that were true, if they did, then I would imagine TBI or Hawkins County would be all over it. If they had said something that was, evidence, and they haven't, obviously, because, they're still not arrested or
charged or named
right.
as suspect or anything. I'm with Queen.
Right.
I think this is what she meant. I was kind of a little bit further away, but I think if they were going to slip up or something, it would have happened by now.
Right. Exactly. I agree.
I've noticed as well, though, a lot of times when I've seen them on panels or as a guest on a creator's channel, I noticed that there's been several times where they're not even actually discussing the case. Like they'll be having like everyday chat like you would with a friend.
Or just with random drama, like
yeah.
They don't
Well, I personally don't watch the channels that they go up on. I haven't seen them up on any panels because I don't watch those channels. I just hear about what they've said or done on other channels. But it still comes to the same point. Everything that they're saying or doing does not solve the case. I mean, they're not, whatever they say, their participation on YouTube is not solving the case. You know what I mean?
Well, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I'm just saying that, they, like I said before, they come on drunk or high or whatever. It doesn't, I mean, a lot of people say things, when they're drunk or high, they like slip up, and they don't realize they're slipping up. They haven't done that. So people feel they're guilty and yes, they've done bad things, I'm sure, in their life, but to carry on with this, a lot of channels are saying, Don and Candace did it and this and that, and who are the 3 suspects that were last with Summer? And yes, there were 3 people that were last with Summer when she was alive, but that doesn't make them guilty. I mean, no one has the answers, and TBI and Hawkins County, they have their own evidence. We don't know what they have. We don't know what happened. And I think we should just let this girl's name be in peace. I mean, let the people
I
in
agree.
authority to solve this case. YouTube should not be involved with this anymore. I don't feel. This is my personal opinion.
I agree. I agree with you, and I think that's another reason why I find the emotional attachment to her so creepy.
Right. Yeah, I do too. I do too.
Well, and emotions are what get people to invest. It's like, I was watching this video where this guy is doing clean water for places in Africa, and his whole thing is about tugging on the heartstrings. And he realized that if you show one child who is, having to walk 8 miles a day for water, a jug of water, that sort of thing. If you show one child or one woman and focus on that people will get emotionally invested because they have this concept that I can do something about one. I can't do something about everything, and so that's why, the SPCA commercials play in the arms of an angel
Right.
and whatnot, because it's the emotional attachment to these things that bring action and investment. And the people that are abusing that for their subscribers and for their cash apps and super chats and all that stuff, that's wrong. That's absolutely wrong.
It is.
Well, I guess your idea is that people need to pay attention to the symptoms so that they don't get taken advantage of. Like, don't get hyper focused on one person too emotionally, because there are always people who will take advantage of that and take your money.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
because
there.
some people are very giving. We were talking about Navy vet the other day, and how she's very generous and she's a very giving, loving person. She considers it blessings. And so when someone sees something like that, if they are a leech, if they're a parasite, if they're a grifter, they're going to play on that. They're going to
Well,
play on it until it's dry.
I think there's more people like that these days than ever before, Grandma Sherry. I just really, it seems that way. Maybe they're just more brazen than before, but it really does seem like there's more people that are out to prey on that than ever these days. And it's just disturbing.
Well,
I
no,
agree.
it's
I agree with
true
that girl.
because money, you can't do anything literally without money. You don't even own your own home and land because you're paying taxes to some state county.
Yep.
There is nothing we own except our lungs and our heart and whatever's inside this body right now. This is the only thing we own. Everything else, we have to pay for, and things are getting more expensive. Billionaires are getting richer, poor people are getting poorer, there's more homeless, there's more drug related stuff. And so with Summer's case, I think Chris McDonough did the worst thing ever to go to that house and do that tour.
Amen. I could not agree more. I hated what they did there.
I agree.
Well, and the thing was that was so fascinating because it was a dumpster fire. And people love salacious dumpster fires. We got this inside peek into poverty and into people who have substance abuse problems and into children that may have been or may not have been neglected. It was just, it's awful. And that's what we seem to be drawn to. And if that's what pulls in money, like the British guy who did all of those horrible, horrible videos, raking in the money because of that.
Well, I think that's also why they continue to have them on panel though,
Oh,
because
yeah.
the parents are, I grew up in a small town in South Carolina, so you have people that, and I do not mean this in an ugly way at all, but their entire personality is a dumpster fire. And a lot of them, people figure out really quickly what triggers them, what doesn't. And I've noticed that a lot of times, like if someone's high or drunk, you would think you would want to get them off of your panel. But it's the opposite. It's like, let me trigger that, you know, whatever's going to ruffle their feathers because it's going to bring in clicks and views.
Exactly. Exactly. It's like all the drama and the doxing and the thing and the creators and all of that stuff. It's just for clicks and views because a lot of people consider YouTube their income. It is their job, it's their business, and there are some wonderful creators like Pascal who can, get to almost 1 million subscribers and do it with dignity and do it with, credibility. And then there are these others that are just scrapping around like it's, rats in a fresh trash pile, and it's just,
It's gross.
the Jerry Springer effect, exactly,
Yep.
Remy. And we as subscribers, as people who support them and view them, need to realize, if this disgusts us, if we think no, they shouldn't be making money off of true crime. I mean, like really disgusting, salacious money off of true crime, then we need to stop supporting them. Cancel the memberships, cancel the subscriptions,
Yeah,
don't
I
give
just
them
don't
the
watch
views.
like that anymore.
Well, and it's easier said than done because, like, I've been with Queen now for a year and a half, something like that. And if something started happening over here that was really against my morals, I would reach out to Queen, and I would say, hey, what's going on with this? We seem to be going a little astray. But a lot of subscribers won't do that. They just do that echo chamber, that just, I love you, you're great, thanks for covering this, thanks for your humor, thanks for the games, thanks for all of that stuff. And we have some really great examples of channels on YouTube, but all in all, it is YouTube,
Well, that's why that's why I had brought up Michelle After Dark, because I really struggle with this, because I think she's really intelligent, extremely intelligent, and she brings out a lot of different views. She's very open-minded about a lot of things. So that's why I brought this up, because I'm kind of shocked that she, did that series. Now she's doing a live on it, and it's kind of, I question her judgment on this,
About I think it was about a year. Sorry, I think it was about a year, approximately a year ago. But she had said in one of her videos, I don't remember who she was talking about other than Summer Wells, but she said she didn't get the views like she got with the Summers Wells case. So that's why she keeps talking about it, I'm sure. I like Michelle After Dark too, and I'm not saying anything against her, but I mean, views are, that's what she's there for, is to make the views and make the money. So, I mean, all in all, I mean, we give Betty crap and everybody crap, but I mean, everybody who makes videos and stuff up here, sure, they like making the money. But it's just how you do it. It's, could I sit there and, I mean, I wanted to sit and I wanted to talk about the Summer Wells case on my channel, but I just feel like it's just beating a dead horse, so to speak. And
it is.
There's no sense in talking about it because there's no news. And with the whole Chris McDonough, I can't stand him. His video with when he interviewed the Candace, he just, if people watch that with an open mind, not thinking they're guilty, not thinking they're innocent, just with a completely open mind, she really does seem like she loves her kids, and that she was very doting, that she doted on her kids quite a bit as far as like taking them places and stuff. I mean, yeah, they may be druggies and alcoholics. I'm not saying that that's okay. And their house wasn't the cleanest I've ever seen, but some people just live that way. Who are we to judge that? But it seems like if you watch that video with an open mind, she was talking about how she was always going here with them and taking them here, and then you'd see her like excitement when she talked about the little toys that Summer would play with. And so, I mean, you could see that she does have love for her children. So
I know what you're talking about. I saw some of that too. If you just look at the bare bones. Hippiporium in chat said, I have absolutely heard Michelle After Dark say that about views, but as a creator, don't you have a need to bring your subs what they want? It's so hard. Of course, but I don't feel like it should be at the expense of a missing child or one family or one case, if that's all your subs want to see, then you've already beat the horse to death and you've built an audience just on that. It's your responsibility as a creator to build an audience that's there for you, not some missing little girl. I mean, just my opinion, but I mean, if they're there for her, it shouldn't really matter what she's talking about. Some things are going to get more views than others,
Well,
but
that's
it
oh,
should use
sorry.
ethics. No, I'm just saying it's just like it's ethics. You got to have some morals. Like,
Yeah, well, like on my channel, I mean, I make fun of Betty, and people just love it, and I'm afraid to go anywhere else with anything because, I'm not gonna get the. I mean, I've made videos on other people. I don't get the views like I get from Betty. I hate to admit it, but that's what it is.
yeah, well,
Mm.
and if you're doing things because it's just what you want to do, none of that should matter. And in Hippie I just thought you made a
Yeah.
good comment, like to bring up the point that that's when your ethics, for me, to bring up the point that that's when your ethics and morals, and you got to have something that guides you besides the almighty dollar, or you're always going to end up in trouble. Who was that really rich guy that just died? Was it Bill Gates or whoever that just died and was basically professing that his money, he missed the mark? Like he totally missed the mark about what matters in life. Was it him? He may not even be dead. I could be saying the wrong person because I suck at pop culture. But like one of the richest dudes in the world just died, and he even professed he got it wrong. So I mean, there's
You
nobody
can't
making
take it
in
with
the
you.
corner of YouTube. There's nobody making that kind of money off Summer that it would even be close to being worth it to me.
It's also, though, the channel growth because I've had viewers that when I started looking into her case, it was not, I've seen it covered
Sorry.
so
Hold on 5
wide.
seconds because I got to jump. They're saying it definitely wasn't Bill Gates. Ha! Who was it then? Do y'all know who it was? It was one of the richest dudes, and he just died. And he was saying how, and it was in the tech industry, and he was saying that the money
Like
was,
the Venmo or Cash App guy.
I don't even know
Beats
that. I
him.
feel like it was more famous than that. But yeah, where's B10 when you need him? He would know.
What do you want to know?
Is Bill Gates the one? Is Bill Gates dead? First off,
No, Bill Gates is alive.
No, he's
Okay.
alive.
So who was the billionaire that I do believe came from the tech side of things, who when they were dying, they basically said they missed the mark, that the money wasn't the most important thing? Do you know?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't think any of them said. I don't know who's the billionaire that said
Steve
that.
Jobs. Steve Jobs of
Steve
Apple.
Jobs.
That's who
No,
it was.
and he was full of shit because he always cared about the money. I've seen that guy. He cared
And on
more
his
about.
deathbed, he regretted it, is what I'm saying. I'm not saying he said it
Oh,
while he was still doing it.
what was that? What was that movie with this sled? And it's this what was it? They were trying to investigate. He said like it was like a movie about a millionaire. His last words, and this news reporter's trying to figure out.
Citizen Kane.
Yeah, but he like the
Citizen
last
Kane.
word. Yeah,
Rosebud.
Rosebud. Was that his Rosebud
Rosebud.
moment?
Yes,
Like
his sled was Rosebud.
a life of greed and screwing people over, and then he's like, "Oh, well, I should have not done that. I guess that was not a good idea." It's like, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
By the
So
way, Jobs died years ago.
Yeah, Jobs died
yeah,
years
Steve
ago. I
Jobs.
know.
But
Not
he
I know
he
that.
died insanely rich.
Maybe you should have thought of that before installing the the S nets in China in the factories to make his phones. Maybe you should have thought of that before that. I don't know. That could have been a thought
Yeah.
process.
So Queen, you got a super chat.
Change of subject. Segue. By the way, yeah, I'm not a fan of Steve Jobs. Let's just say that much.
Nobody's a friend of insanely billionaires.
I like Warren Buffett.
Okay, I'll give you Warren Buffett. No. There we go.
See, was that justice? Unpopular opinion. We all need to reevaluate our obsession with true crime content. It's unhealthy. It is not entertainment. Talk about real problems that cause people to commit crime, poverty, substance issues, and mental health. You should make a channel and talk about that stuff.
Yeah.
Everybody's welcome to make a channel, and if you think it should be talked about, you know what? I think it would be great for you to make a channel and talk about it.
Yes.
Or even find a channel that does talk about it, because there's lots of channels on YouTube.
Which panelist? Haley, were you saying something? Patricia? Jeezy Weezy?
I was
I'm
gonna
not.
say
I'm not
something. I lost it. um, I I think I was saying that I lost it, guys. I don't even know. I have
Um,
I have
yeah,
ADD,
we're
so
yeah,
story of my
well,
life. It's gone.
squirrel. Squirrel. I
Right.
do too, babe. I do too. Hey, I got to get down because I haven't eaten anything yet today and getting lightheaded. But
Oh, okay.
just dumping something on about Summer's Day, June 15th, the anniversary of when she went missing. So many people were saying, why don't they change it to May 25th, which is International Missing Children's Day? Ronald Reagan declared it International Missing Children's Day, May 25th, blah, blah, blah. Do you know why that day was chosen? Anyone?
No.
That was the day that Eaton Patz went missing in New York City in 1979.
Oh, okay.
Crickets.
I said okay.
Yeah.
That correct. There was an okay in that. Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry, B-Tim. I do hate you, sweetheart. But yeah, so choosing June 15th is not as egregious as people think because the whole International Missing Children's Day is from a missing child. Eaton Patz. He was coming home from school from the bus stop, which was only just a few minute walk. Yeah, he was walking home and he was picked up, and then they found his body later with graphic details in a basement. And I think it was probably one of the first nationally broadcast things as far as that sort of graphic detail.
I don't think there's a problem with having it on that day. I think it was just that so many people thought that it was going to be like a meet and greet and party and stuff. But after they explained it and what it entails, I think it's actually kind of a good thing. I mean, I don't want to see a barbecue and everybody having a good time, but that kind of thing, I mean, of course they're going to probably serve food and whatever, and of course there's going to be smiles and laughter, but um last year it just seemed like it was just a party for a bunch of YouTubers to get together. You know what I mean? That's what it seemed
Mhm.
like. But now that they explained that they're doing all this other stuff as far as um, teaching kids how to or getting their fingerprints done and teaching them not to go with strangers and stuff like that. I mean, I used to bring my kids to that stuff all the time when they were little, and and I just think I think it's a good idea. I just like I said,
Well,
everybody was just had such a bad taste in their mouth because of all the stupid YouTubers that are making this a party.
well,
Um,
and NCMEC has declared June as Internet Safety Awareness Month.
yeah,
I don't know if everybody knew that, but there's a lot of really good resources online for kids to teach them about internet safety, and mommies and daddies and grandpas and grandmas can do with that as well about giving out private information and when what are the red flags, that sort of thing.
yeah.
Yes, and I did hear there was a confession on Eaton Pat. I was just answering something in the thing. So I'm going to jump down. I love y'all. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye, Grandma Sherry.
Bye.
I just want to say one more thing, and then I'll jump down. I don't know if anybody is paying attention to it or following it, but the Harmony Montgomery case, Adam Montgomery is now on trial. It's not related yet to Harmony. He's under, I don't know, selling guns or some kind of gun charges. But this little girl was not too far from where I live, So I kind of like connected to it. I've been following it, and there's not a lot of coverage on her. And you know, she was missing actually for a long time until she was actually claimed missing. It's a very odd case, but it's also heartbreaking. You know, that no one claimed her missing. No one even acknowledged her life. You know, it's very sad. But he is on trial now for certain things, and then he'll go to trial for he's being accused of murdering her. So
Yeah, I think before they put him on trial for that, they want to make sure they have all their ducks in a row so that they can get a conviction, you know?
right, but what I'm saying is,
I think there's a few channels. So I think I saw on Supermom she was covering that trial. Actually, I think there's another channel that's covering as well. If you're talking about the Adam Montgomery case.
Mm-hmm. But what I'm saying is there, she was missing for so long, and it was not brought to the media's attention, or not necessarily. It doesn't have to be YouTube, but it just wasn't brought to anyone's attention. She was gone for so long. That's very sad.
A lot of abusers like to isolate. And she was under school age, right? If I'm not mistaken. I believe with Harmony she was. She wasn't old enough that she was enrolled in school yet. So unfortunately, there are so many kids.
I'm not sure about that, because I think people had seen her with the black eyes. So I don't know
I
if
thought
she
that
was.
was like the uncle or something.
Oh, okay. I wasn't
Because
sure.
I think there was one family member that came forward and stated that he had actually seen the father allegedly physically harm her. But outside of that, there's a lot of power in isolating children when, they're not with the best of people.
Right, and that was covered in Michelle After Dark's videos, that he had such a long criminal history, and he still got custody of this little girl, which
Tammy's age is right. Also, COVID had something to do with that case as well, because a lot of kids weren't checked because of the whole COVID lockdown. I said the word, sorry. The whole C lockdown. So that was the situation as well.
Yeah, a lot of kids fell through the cracks in that time, boy. Sad.
Yes,
Yeah.
a lot more.
Well, thank you, Queen, for having me up, and everybody else. Thank you very much. It was nice talking with you. Have a good day.
Bye. Have a good day.
Yeah, have a good one. All right. So, what's I'm trying to think of what's the next thing. Is Queen, are you there? What do you want to talk about next? I guess she's not. So anyway, let me see. I did see like the whole pre-trip Tennessee grift thing from the Heels in here. That was kind of funny. That she just basically ranted about iPhones for about, let's say, a half hour.
Sorry, I just laughed.
Yeah, like she just basically ranted about iPhones for a half hour and how she's not going to buy it while she's trying to discuss a case. Like this paper's up and she's just ranting. I don't know what's wrong with her. I don't know why she did that. Like no one gives a fuck about your iPhone, man.
That was a really funny video Heels did. I laughed. So I laughed thinking about it because, and she's such a dingling about technology, but she tries to act like she knows everything, and she really isn't. And nothing against her for being a dingling about technology, but because there's a lot of people that are, they just don't get it, and that's fine. But I just
Yeah,
I just laugh because she's just so dumb, and well, she takes what everybody else says. Oh, you should have. She was taking what Olivia was saying. Oh, you need this, you need that, and that just wasn't right for her. Either you're an Apple user or you're not. I mean, you can't grow into it. Either you like it or you don't. I mean, it's in my family too. We have iPhone users and we have Samsung users, Android users.
yeah. I just can't just like. And then she's paying like she's complaining. I pay $10 a month for cloud service. I pay $10 a month. I'm like, ma'am, I don't even. What the fuck do you have in your cloud service for Apple? And she's like giving like a review of like an Apple product. It's like, oh, some of the Google features just don't work with Apple. I'm like, oh, what are you talking about, ma'am? What are you talking about? But yeah, that was just she just ranted for 30 fucking minutes. I don't understand. Maybe she just should just give up the true crime thing and just rant about technology. Just make it like the old, like it's just like an old lady just ranting about new technology, and she just will complain about oh these Apple products, and she just starts screaming and berating the Apple product in front of the audience. I think she could probably get like a huge audience too doing that.
I think she should go back to politics, talking about politics on her channel. She seems to be very. I mean, she's dumb as far as that comes, but she's dumb no matter what she talks
It
about.
doesn't make you money. I mean, years ago you could make a lot of money doing that, but now like it's like literally it's like toxic. You
Facebook,
cannot make
yeah.
money. Yeah, you can't make money on like unless you're like a big channel and you kind of like the subjects Betty would probably talk about would probably not be monetizable. Let's just say
Yeah.
that much. If
Start
you're
shut down for it.
yeah, like
Yeah.
she would have to be very careful of the subjects that she's going to be talking about. And she's not a careful person, so she sticks to this.
Yeah.
And also that also requires somewhat research. She can't just like she'll have to read instead of just stealing people's work and or just like reading off an article and pretending that she actually did deep dive research. You know, like her idea of deep dive research is half a bottle of cheap box wine. And reading a daily mail article, and that's her research for the next day. And then she drinks like a Irish like a coffee, an Irish coffee with some whiskey in there, and then she says, "Hi, are you all part of the coffee club, guys?" Well, she just reads off the article or some random papers, and then complains about how the media should have more. Should be able to see more into the trial, and she's media, and complains about Apple products and complains about blank screen and complains about generally everything. And then she jumps into a car and complains that she's trapped in her house while she does a 3-hour trip driving around her car, and then acts like a victim. Oh, I'm such a victim, I'm trapped in my house. I'm like, man, you trap people in their houses, so you shouldn't be complaining. And that's just the usual Betty shit.
Yeah. Well, she's obviously terrible at research too. Like the other day, she was talking about that little boy who went missing in Tennessee, which he had already been found by the time she started talking about it. But she was looking up.
Wait, you steamed over that a little too quick. What do you mean she talked about that? What, like in the morning?
No, it was in the evening. She talked about when she was in Key West. She started talking about that little boy that was missing in Tennessee in Rogersville that went missing. Well, he was found that day, and I'm pretty sure he was found before she went live because she didn't go live until I think she said it was like 9:30 her time, which is Eastern. So
yeah, because I remember when I woke up that he was found. I was like checking the community boards and stuff like that, and actually
yeah,
no wait, I think he was found that. I'm a little confused. Let me see one
I
second.
think he was found that same day though.
Yeah, he was found the same day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, she went live when she was in Key West that evening, and like I think she said around it was like 9:30 at 8:30 her time. Excuse me. And so but she started saying that she was gonna start talking about it, and she was doing some research on Google, and she was talking. She found a article saying that there was a backup in traffic or whatever. there was a road that was backed up or blocked off or something, and she started reading about that, and she goes, I don't know what this has to do with him. And I'm just like, it has nothing to do with him. He's already been found, so there's no article about him.
So she went like literally kids found the same day. She goes in the morning. She's like at what was she on a beach or something? Where was she
Yeah, I
when she
think
was?
she was in Key West,
She
meeting
was
that
in Key
guy from
West.
Dolly's channel.
Oh, okay, so she was in Key West and she's doing research in the morning, and then she's like, "Oh, let me do some research on this case," and there's no case because the kid's found. Is that
Yeah, this
basically what
was,
you're saying?
sorry, she did it at night. It was at like 8:30 or 9:30 at night. 8:30 at night, I think it was her time. And she, somebody had mentioned it, I think, in her chat, and she started talking about the little boy. I don't think she had any intention on talking. I don't even think she really knew that he was gone or missing or had any interest in it until somebody had said something, and then she started Googling it, trying to figure out what more stuff about the case, and she ended up screwing it up again. As
How
always.
did she? How did she screw it up?
Well, like I said, she found this article, and it was talking about a road being closed or blocked off in a certain area for traffic or whatever, and or construction or something like that. I can't remember exactly the details, but she started reading that article, and she's like, I don't know what this has to do with the case, but and so then she kept reading it, and it had absolutely nothing to do with this missing kid. Like, you're dumb.
Oh my God! Let me see.
So B in the chat said he was found behind my stepdad's house.
Oh wow! Thank God he was found.
Yeah.
I know, it's so refreshing to see kids actually be found safe and okay, because we don't see that a lot.
That was the same night that she, I think it was the same. I might be
Yeah,
wrong.
it's
But
the
I
same
think it's the
night.
same night she was talking about
Yeah.
something else.
Yeah, I'm just looking it up now while you're talking. Let me see. Yeah, she was talking about. Oh man, this was not a good stream for her. Let's just say, not a good stream at all for her.
No.
This is like a disaster stream.
But is any stream good for her? I mean, you can just go there and just pick out of a hat which stream you want to watch, and you're gonna see just chaos and stupidity. She's just a gift that keeps on giving to the clip channels because there's just so much dumb in that channel. Sorry for the extra noise. I was letting the dog in.
No, it's no problem. Yeah, well, that's because she's just too easy because she just gets shit wrong constantly. And you could just you honestly could just have every time she goes live, you could probably have like 2 lives on her a day, and you'd probably get a crowd, guaranteed.
I have so many clips on her, I can't keep up with it.
Yeah, I mean, oh my God, she was on the toilet. Yeah, that was the weird room. But yeah, I mean, like, she's just really, I mean, that's why I particularly, like, sometimes I look into her a little bit, but not really too much, because I kind of like looking into new people a little bit than just like, if everyone's covering one person, I kind of move on and look at other people, you know what I mean? I feel like, okay, people are aware of this grifter, move on. And you know what I mean? I'll talk about them once in a while, but yeah, that's how I usually go. Like I'm looking into something else. I'm still looking into, but yeah, she's just a gift that keeps on giving. That's for sure. I mean, I'm just looking at that clip. Like I'm not the clip. I mean, I'm trying to look for the video.
Well, like I said, right now she brings the views.
Yeah. Oh my God, she is reading. She is reading from her phone. She's like, all northbound lanes. Oh my God, what the fuck?
And then why would you start reading that out loud? Or even if you did start, why would she read as much as she did about it? I mean, I could see accidentally making a mistake and start reading and go, wait, this has nothing to do with it. Let me find something different. Because she said she was just doing it live, doing her research live. So yeah, there's going to be a mistake or but she kept reading it, and it's like, dummy, it has nothing to do with it. It's like, and probably because he was found. I'm sure that's why she couldn't find anything about it.
Well, yeah, and also like there was plenty of information that's Like you can not plenty, but there was information all over. It was a Facebook group with the news station. There was already an article, and and I remember when Queen we brought it up because someone brought up to me on Discord. I think it was Sleuth. And basically, I was like, "Oh, did you hear?" She's like, "Did you hear about this?" And I brought it up. Almost like literally 20 minutes later, it looked like everyone had it on their community boards. Maybe they were discussing it before, and I wasn't checking at the community board, but everyone was talking about it. It was like instant. Like you couldn't that night. You couldn't go through your community like the usual true crime community boards were all even like clip channels had that kid's face on their community boards and all that information. And for Betty to not know anything, that's a little weird. It's like what do you do? Like you're not subscribed to any true crime channel to just like watch or like at all. You just like not watch YouTube at all. That's so weird. And she had no clue about nothing. That was so
Well, she was
weird.
traveling. She was traveling that day, so.
What did she travel for? Why was she traveling to Key to there? I don't
She
even know.
was going to see that Mab guy or whatever his name is on Dolly's channel. That guy that comes up on his panel all the time. She was traveling there to see him and his wife. I guess they were visiting in the area.
Why?
I don't know, to meet him, I guess.
Oh yeah, was the Dolly clip? He said, "Protect the neck." Is that the one? Is that the guy, Mav?
I don't know.
Yeah, because Dolly joked around because the guy says he's going to meet Betty, and Dolly was like,
Oh.
"Protect the neck," like that song.
Yeah, it was probably him.
Oh yeah, that one. Oh my God. Did we ever see where is he around? Did anyone see if he's alive?
I don't know. I haven't been watching Dolly, so I don't know.
Are we sure? Are we sure he's alive? We might need to check out. We need to check out Dolly. Has he gone on Dolly's panel lately? Because we need to make sure he's still alive and well. We know her record, so we need to make sure. Let me see Dolly Vision. Let me see.
It was a couple days ago, so they're probably maybe still traveling. I don't know.
Yeah, still traveling. Quotation marks. He got home last night. Oh, good. He's safe. He's safe.
He's safe.
we might need to send some sort of wellness check to see if he's okay. Poor man. Okay, he was on Dolly's last night. Fantastic. It's good that he's safe. I'm glad he paid attention to Dolly's advice to protect the neck. Definitely good advice from Dolly. Rare occasion that Dolly gave great advice at that point. But anyway, I don't know. That woman is like, she's just like, what's sad is with Betty is she's just so prideful, and she's just like, if she wasn't so prideful, I believe she was right all the time, and actually gave a shit, and probably stopped drinking all that wine and stuff, and thinking it was a good idea to go online when drunk, she'd probably do pretty well. She'd probably do pretty well, but she doesn't.
I don't think she has. I've tried to give her the benefit of the doubt before, but I don't think she has any empathy for anybody. Honestly, she doesn't have. She doesn't care.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard what she's done to people in the past. I mean, like, I think she's just, I've heard about her past, and I was reading the chat, that's why I hesitated for a moment. She seems like the type to pretend to be a victim and uses her, she complains about other people pretending to be victims, but then she pretends to be a victim so she can attack people. And then she's very vicious when she goes after people. I've noticed she's very, very vicious person. She's kind of like a bulldog, and that's how I look at her. She's very vicious.
She is.
So, and then and whenever she attacks someone, she pretends, oh, I didn't attack that person too much, or I'm a victim actually. And you sit there, and it's just like so annoying. And
Well, and another thing, she thinks she's always right too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, is someone jumping up? Let me see. Well, maybe I'm just too back in the stream. Is someone jumping up, Queen? Who knows? Maybe a mystery guest. Yeah, she just seems to be just.
No, I'm just. I gotta pull something up when you guys are done conversating.
You could go. We're shooting the shit. You know what I mean? We're
Yeah.
just talking.
Just tell
You
us
go
to
to
shut up. It's your channel.
Yeah. Just shooting the shit with 761 people watching. No problem. No pressure. I'm ready when you are, Queen, if you want to jump to the next subject.
Trying to keep the dead air at a minimum.
Absolutely. Dead air is the worst air. Anyway, we're ready. We're ready when you are, Queen. I'll just keep on talking until you switch to the next subject. So
back to Summer Wells. There's a woman that I've dealt with for a long time. Okay, so we were talking about Lisa K. Roots, right? We were talking about Lisa K. Roots and how Lisa K. Roots is involved in every fucking case and has been for a long time. I don't know if you guys remember me saying that, but this is Lisa K. Roots telling people not to trust me because I said I know Candy hair. And Squall Tits playing on repeat.
Wait a minute. Who is Lisa? That dog is somebody else.
That's Squall Tit.
Oh,
And
okay.
she's another one. Yeah, she's another one that tried to be friends with Candy Hair, or I'm sorry, Candy, Candace Bly. You know what I mean? Candy, Summer's mom, and ended up fucking her over. We ended up getting into it, and I called Squall Tit out for her bullshit a while back, and she fucking disappeared from the internet. Here she is back again wanting to stir up more fucking shit. So if we got to drop fucking receipts and shit, we sure as fuck will, because I saved them all. Every single last motherfucking one of them. And there's a bunch of posts on her thing that she's like suicidal, I guess. I don't know. I don't really know what the fuck she's got going on, but she's another one of them fucking psychos that's like attached herself to this case. So this is how she opened up her stream. Ready?
Ready.
Queen Bee. I know all about her from way back. She's a backstabber and a troublemaker. And I tried to, tell Candy that through a friend of Candy's to stay away from her.
This is the same woman we were talking about that stalked the fuck out of Rose Bly, which is Candy Hare's daughter, Candace's sister, who went missing. She has been stalking Chris for a long time. So Lisa K. Roots involves herself in every single case. She was in the Michael Long case. She was in Summer's case. She was in Michael Vaughn's case. Every case she pretends like she knows the family or knows something about them or whatever. You know what I mean? In every fucking case she's done this. JLR ended up doxing her, and they ended up going at it over the Summer Wells and Rose case. Anyhow, back to square fucking one. Here we are.
And she insists that, oh no, she knows Rebecca. She trusts Rebecca. And, Rebecca's just all in it for fame. Oh, my day with Candy Hair and breakfast. Yeah.
If I was in it for fame, then I would have all my fucking, I would be recording her. I'd be playing all fucking recordings. I would be recording our breakfast time together, which actually I just said we went to breakfast. That was it. That's all I said. And that was a week after the fact. Didn't record it. Didn't do any kind of interviews. Nobody knew we were even at fucking breakfast. Nobody knew I even met up with her except for my closest friends, which is Cappy. If I wanted to fucking exploit Candy Hair, I'm doing a real fucking bad job of it, huh? Because all you people know is that I talk to her. That's it. That's all. You don't know shit else. Because I don't get on here and say a fucking word. Lisa K. Roots is out of her fucking mind. And I'm going to tell you right now, Squall Tit is right, not far. She's the one that said that she goes after Jody Sue Brown. She's the one that said that Frank Light was part of it. It's a whole shit show. They've turned it into a fucking shit show. And this is one of them that was up at the house, that was going to Candace's house every day, trying to be her best fucking friend. You know what I'm saying? It's fucking ridiculous. Yeah, she's talking shit about me. Just popped up out of fucking nowhere just to talk shit because we mentioned Lisa K fucking Roots.
Did
She's in everybody's chat and everything. Oh, well, I personally know Candy and I talk to her every day. She just wants that inside fame thing. That's all she's in it for. But yeah, cross her. She'll stab you in the back in a heartbeat.
Okay, B Tim, you've known me what, almost a year now? Have I stabbed you in the back?
No.
There's a lot of motherfuckers in here. Right. Pecan Pie. Squalted is the one that's responsible for spreading a lot of the crap on Jody Sue Brown. Yeah, she is. She's a fucking shit show. She's just as big of a fucking shit show as Jody Sue Brown is. They're one and the fucking same, and it's ridiculous as fuck. I don't trust Squalted as far as I can fucking throw her. I knew when she called me on the phone, tried to talk to me and shit, that there was something going on with her.
Yeah, she's probably trying to record you or some shit.
I'm sure she fucking did, and I'm sure Lisa K. Roots did as well.
Yeah. Yeah, you can't trust a lot. You got to be careful when you trust people on the internet because a lot of people just like, they only befriend you because either to get numbers or try to backstab you. And unfortunately, this person sounds like it. One of those people.
Well, she left because she got fucking doxxed, but she and that's what she was so scared of getting doxxed. She was so like she was just but why the fuck? Okay, so if you're so scared of Frank Light, who lives up in that area supposedly, why the fuck would you continue to keep going back to Summerwell's house? And she thinks she's gonna solve this, and she just feels so bad because she thinks Frank Light stole Summerwell's, and she's a fucking conspiracy theorist. She's weird as fuck. Weird as fuck.
Did she used to go under a different name than Squall?
Yeah.
Okay.
Elaine Lockwood. She's been underneath a lot of fucking names. She's went under a lot of different names. She's got a bunch of alts. She runs Facebook groups it's fucking weird. She's another one that's real fucking weird.
Because I was gonna say that dog.
She's inserted herself, like tried to go to their house, was like trying to be Candace's best friend, like hanging out with them, like trying to be all up in their fucking business. You know what I mean? Like doing way too much. Like she had Dawn and Candace come to her house. Like I know where she lives, all that, because Candace told me. I never put that out, never doxed her, never nothing. So didn't put Lisa K. Roots' information out either. And I know all her shit too. So what the fuck? Bitch needs to keep moving, keep it pushing. Weird as fuck, and I don't want nothing to fucking do with your weird ass. And I can tell you fucking now, she got a screenshot of Lips asking if she wants my address.
Don't trust Queen Bee. Doctor every day. She just wants that inside fame thing.
And she plays that over and over and over again. So she plays this recording over and over and over again, and she's got like 5 community posts talking about suicide and all kinds of weird shit. I don't know what the fuck's wrong with her. I'm kind of debating on whether I should even be talking about her because she might be having a mental. Is it a full fucking moon? Are we going through full moon? Because Team Rose and now her. What the fuck?
We're going through Pepsi now. We went through Gatorade. Now it's Pepsi.
Oh my god! Are you serious? We have another full moon. Like, is it fucking serious?
It's the Pepsi full moon now, not the Gatorade.
We got Lisa K. Roots and we got Ziggy Bones.
Strawberry. Some people are saying strawberry full moon. It might be strawberry.
My god! Say it is a full fucking moon. I knew it. I fucking knew it. It had to be because this right here, and then she's got some weird ass. I don't know who it is. She's got Amanda up on her tab, and then she's fucking weird. This is just too fucking much for me. This is too fucking much for me. And then she says something about, fuck, I really don't even have any idea. I mean, I'm going to have to go back here and pull out all my fucking, and I got a fucking folder on her ass. So if she wants to fucking pull screenshots, we can pull screenshots.
It's not about anyone else's feelings, but it is.
I don't know who the fuck this is either. I have no idea who the fuck half these fucking people are that she's talking about and showing, but like I said, she wanted to bring my motherfucking name up, so if that's what she wants to do, we'll fucking do that. Say the word, Squally. Say the word. Fucking weird bitch. Hey, been dreaming. What's up? Can you hear me? You're up on the panel.
Good. I'm sorry. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you, baby. You're unmuted. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I just, first of all, want to say thank you so much for having me up yesterday. I know I kind of came up and left quickly. I was a little nervous with it being my first time with you guys.
You're fine.
And just wanted to head out as it was busy. A lot of people up and down. But I did want to say thank you very much for that. And then just kind of touching base on what you're talking about now. Honestly, I don't care if you two told me you knew John Wayne and you were talking to him through ghosts or what. As long as it's not hindering or exploiting anything that shouldn't be, it should be nobody else's business. Yeah, you name dropped. That's because you were saying she's okay. We're working through it. It's rough for her. You're kind of updating us.
Lisa knows. Lisa's known I've been talking to her for the last year and a half. She knows that. Lisa knows that because she's been stalking Candy's daughter Rose, and I had to help Candy get in touch with the detective and shit because she would not stop and leave. She would not fucking stop. Lisa K. Roots is a fucking stalker. She knows damn well what she's doing.
No, and I fully believe you, but the overreaction of how it's being twisted now as to how you're talking to her and you need this and you're trying to do this.
Yeah, they're saying basically that I'm talking to her to clout chase. Well, there's nothing to clout chase. I'm not the one out here putting out recordings, screenshots. You guys don't know my conversations. I don't repeat my conversations. All I said is that I talk to her every day. I check in with her. She checks in with me.
And that's
she just
specifically hey, what's my up? Point.
Hey, what's up? And just, you know what I'm saying? How you doing? Doing okay. You know what I mean? That's it. That's all. If I wanted to fucking exploit her, it'd be a whole different story. I don't have her on here. I've never had her on here. I don't show our messages. I don't fucking record our calls. I don't put our calls out there. I've never fucking done anything like that. Not one fucking time in a year and a half we've been friends.
And this may be exactly what Candy needs. Just somebody that'll listen and not exploit. Versus you look at the mother and the father. I know there's a lot of people that are trying to do good on the Summerwells case. And don't get me wrong, I will never take that away from them. But my problem is, and I think I've made a couple of comments, is, well, we don't know who doesn't know Summer's name. We want that name out there. We put that name out there for those that don't know the case. They Google the case, and what pops up first is the most disgusting and vile things that are actually out there garnering the attention. Cases need to be heard. Don't get me wrong. Names need to be put out there. But when we've got such high profile ones already, don't use another high profile one to try and garner attention for smaller ones, or using smaller ones to try and draw attention to larger ones. Those that have become disgusting, the ones that want to do good will never beat what's already out there, in my opinion.
Yeah, there's a whole lot going on. There's a lot of people that have jumped on this case, and it's just
It really is just, it's a no-win situation. Because I know of some people with the best intentions and others that are just waiting for something to go wrong. And you're bringing those two worlds together and kind of hoping for the best with something that has already gone so wrong as we can see, as far as lies and imagination and exploitation.
Yeah. This little girl's turned into a cash cow for a lot of people, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
And that's where it gets sad. Is everybody partaking in still monetizing. I understand if it's updates, if it's true. I know there's a couple of ladies out there that have done Summer's case once since she's gone missing, and have kind of said, nope, not getting into this water. But like you said, once you get a taste of the money that something as crazy as these speculations and theories can bring, it drives you even deeper. And to know that the audience may just be sitting there half-minded to, oh, is this true? You're creating such a circus. And all we want is this little girl. That's all. We just want this little girl back. And some people, I truly believe, and in my opinion, don't want that to happen because that'll end the story.
Yeah, she's special to a lot of people, but it's like there's a lot of people who have latched onto her and they use her for you know, clicks, views, money, building their channel, a paycheck. I mean, her name has become a paycheck to a lot of people.
Well, like I said earlier, you know, I wanted to talk about Summer Wells on my channel, but just a long time ago, but just to talk about it, you know what I mean? Just discussing stuff, but I didn't want to be part of the madness, you know, that has become her Summer Wells. You know, I didn't want to contribute to that. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, there's so many other kids, which I mean, I get it. I get the, you know, the question, you know, like people have questions and, you know, they want answers. And I mean, everybody wants answers. It's like people that became obsessed with like the John Bonet case, you know what I mean? Like the John Bonet Ramsey case. It's like people get fixated on it. And I think now because, you know, social media is so prevalent right at our fingertips, it's easier to, you know, get like attached because you can check every single day, or you know, some people get obsessed or they start obsessing over things that like they normally wouldn't, you know, one being missing children cases.
Well, that's the thing. These days you can't just talk about stuff anymore, because if you were to throw around any kind of ideas that you're having, then other people take it and run with it, and it becomes this, and then they call TBI and the FBI and everything else, and just because somebody was
Like the stunt that Doug No Things pulled. Is that what you're talking about? Because I just heard about that.
That's one of them, one of the many stunts. Yeah. I mean, it just, you know, I like true crime, and I like discussing cases and stuff. And that is originally why I wanted to start a channel, was to discuss different things. But I'm afraid to discuss anything, because if I was to say, oh, well, what if this is what happened, or what do you think about this, or whatever, people would just run with that, you know, and they would just take it to the next level. And then all of a sudden you're accused of putting out misinformation and stuff. And so you have to be really careful with these cases and what you say, because you can't just like having a chit chat, you know, if me and you were to just call each other up and shoot the shit, and we just start talking about stuff. You can't do that on here anymore.
No,
you know, because people just take it and run with it, and they take it as gospel. And if I was to say that I thought, if I thought one of the parents had done something, oh boy, people that were following me that thought that I knew what I was talking about, they would run with that, you know. And I just don't want to be involved in that, so I don't even talk about her, you know.
A lot of times people will often watch other people's live streams and just take it as fact, and then they'll
Or
just
go
run
off
with it.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Pam, you're up here, love.
Can you hear
us?
me?
Yep, I sure can.
Yeah, we can hear
Oh, cool.
Is this the Pam I know, or do we?
This is the Pam you know. How's it
how are
going?
ya? I was gonna say, is this the Pam I know?
This is the evil Pam or the good Pam?
No, this is OG Pam. I've known her for a long time. I've known her since the Michael Long case, way back.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
I about put OG in the headliner, and then I was like, no.
You shut up, because I just did you. I just did you when I said this is Pam, the OG from the Michael Long case. I OG'd you. What you up to? How you doing, love? I ain't heard from you for a long time.
Oh, I've been really busy. We moved, and I've just been working a lot, but I missed you. So hi.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, I'm talking about Summer Wells.
Yeah, we're talking about like the exploiting her kind of thing, like people making channels off of her and making, you know what I mean? I'm like, we did a really good job of keeping SL stuff kind of like to where people didn't get a chance to do that. But then again, she wasn't like a missing child like Summer is either, you know, like but there's a lot of people who have made channels off her and made a lot of money off her. We were just kind of talking about that, you know, how that shit happened, you know.
It reminds me of the John Benet Ramsey case in a way, because her death was heavily exploited and still is. Like, you know, parents are dead, or her mom's dead, her dad's still alive.
Right. Yeah. Well, then her brother did that interview on Dr. Phil, and that just puts people through a whirlwind. I mean, shit, including myself, because I at first, you know, for the longest time, I thought her brother did something, or you know what I mean, like.
Yeah, and I think, and then to be accused of doing that to your sister, you know, by somebody like Dr. Phil.
He's an OG trash to pimp piece of shit. So you know how Dr. Phil is.
I agree with Tim.
Yeah. I remember when the Cash Me Outside girl called him out because he sent her to one of those youth camp things that were heavily abusive and stuff, and she called him out for it.
Oh, did she? I didn't know that. Well, I mean, the guy's a fucking hat. I never liked Dr. Phil. He also is like, you know, try playing anything from Dr. Phil, your channel will be struck also. So he's like that type of person as well. You know, I just don't like him.
Yeah.
I've never liked him. He's a piece of shit.
Yeah. I mean, him and like Nancy Grace certainly figured out the formula for how to make a buck off of a sad situation.
Yeah, I mean, and I think a lot of online people copied it.
Yeah. Well, it's an easy. I mean, it's not hard to sensationalize something like the way that Candace and Dawn lived. Be like, this is the worst place, the worst way to possibly live, and it's like, pretty sure large percentage, or I don't know if I could say it large, but a lot of people in America are living in poverty, dealing with drug and alcohol problems. Like that's actually more of a snapshot of what's going on than not, you know.
Well, it's more of a snapshot of what's going on with America, where like a lot of people who are very poor and have to struggle day to day, you know. But you know that doesn't make a good story, unfortunately, for these guys. They have to.
But then you turn them evil, and if you turn these white working class people with, while they may have views that most of us don't agree with,
absolutely,
into an enemy, then you don't have to look at the systematic problems that can actually get fixed, like why aren't there more opportunities for Candace and Don to where they can support their family in a better way, And
And that's exactly it. I'm so sorry to cut you off. I'm so sorry to cut you off, but that's exactly it. And that's the world we live in today. Everything is so divided that nobody can see nobody. Because I swear there are times where I can't even see what's real, what's in front of me, without questioning why it's there or who put it there. And if you have, I won't even say a nation, but just a civilization at such odds, you're going to have the people who want to find Summer. And then you've got the people who think she's dead and just want to mock it and talk to her spirits. Yesterday in Queen's chat was a prime example. My husband is British, born and raised, came over here 14 years ago. He's a dual citizen, so I hear it all the time. But when the C word came up, and somebody threw a fit and says, that does not describe our land and this and that. And I was like, that may not
I'm
describe
having a trouble
you.
understanding what the C word is. Can you give me the first
What happened
word?
was, I'll explain it. What happened was I was reading a joke letter from uni a couple of days ago, and that I'm going to spell it C-U-N-T word was said by me, hesitantly, but I did say it, and sorry about that. And that was the situation. And someone in the chat didn't like me saying it, and a couple of people actually said they didn't like me saying it, and I understand that, and I apologize for it. So that's the situation. That's what she's referring to.
But then we have, and Queen, I love your channel, girl. But then we have them on a channel that drops the fuck bomb every other breath, dropping the B words and just some vile things that can be said here, which I don't take as vile because that's how I grew up. Being in law enforcement, raising kids, being inner city, that's how we grew up. So for one person, even two, to say that's not how our country is, well, ma'am, stop speaking for your country and just say, I took offense to it. That's not how we are. Because my husband, who is British, he walks around all day, oi, and he'll say it. And not to me, but if something's not going right, it's always oi, and says that word. And that's his frustration. That's like when I get frustrated, I'm like, damn it. We all have our thing. And it's just the selective outrage of, no, you're talking to Americans in here, but we're not all American roots. And how do you put it?
We're all not the same. And
yes, we have branches that kind of go off different ways. And so your word is for you. Just like I say, I don't believe in this Summer's Army. That's my opinion. I am not saying and will never say, don't do you.
You don't agree with them? You don't think it's appropriate?
I just think some of the turmoil that has been embroiled with it in the last go round, it could really cause more negative. That it might defeat their purpose of what they're trying to do. And I don't want such great ladies to feel defeated.
Yeah.
You went out there, you produced something positive. Go do it. Don't let them bring you down. But then we've
Yeah.
got the other past where that's their attempt, is to go out there and just make a mockery of it.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where I'm torn, to where I don't think it's a good idea. I don't want to see all of these kids that are coming to this park thinking they're having fun get caught in the middle, along with these families, of, hold on, what's going on?
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
So they're having, so my understanding, and I apologize, I am not well versed in this, a bunch of people are having some sort of thing in a park for Summer Wells. Did I get
Yes,
that right? Okay.
Yes, they're calling it Summer's Day.
Okay.
And it's a 2-year anniversary awareness that they're trying to bring for other missing children, as well as Summer. And my concern is, well, there's people out there that don't know Summer's name. But yes, you bring them to Summer's name. Now they go searching on the internet, and the most disgusting things come up because of what has already been put out there.
Yeah.
And it's what has the most views is what's going to kind of be pushed in your face.
Yeah. Have these people
scary.
like applied for a permit or done anything to like, so at least the community is aware of what they're doing, and the people that live near this park and
so we do know that there is community
notice.
Support behind them. There are a few ladies that are backing this that are from that area.
The family also supports it.
Yeah.
And that's where we agree to disagree, because we see the family support a lot of things when they're drunk on air or acting out. So this is, I'm sorry, personally, and I am not trying to be rude, this is not one family I would be okay giving their support to anything I want to do, good, bad, or indifferent. And again, my opinion.
Well, it's their missing kid, though.
Yeah.
Until they're proven guilty, we can't say they're guilty. And I don't mean any disrespect either. We're just having a conversation. And that's the way I see it. Anyways, we don't know that they're guilty. And yeah, are they drunks and druggies? Yeah, they do that stuff. But they also work very hard for a living. They supported their family. They never asked for anything throughout all of this until Candace's friend told her to make a wish list and to get help when Dawn went to jail. Before that, they never asked for anything from this community as far as money goes. They never.
I agree with you.
That they worked and it is their kid. We have to remember it's their child that's missing. And if they're not guilty, and we're all sitting there saying, "Oh, these piece of shits are guilty," and blah, they killed their kid, and da da da. How is that going to make us feel when she pops up alive, or we find out that it was actually somebody else? You know.
Let's just be clear. I've never said that, and I hope that's not how you took my words. I really do. I never once said I thought they had anything to do. I'm just saying their press tour, shall I say, has just not been the best image for them.
No, not at all.
And that's what I'm saying. I wouldn't take words from them as to
I'm sorry, I misunderstood.
for me. No.
And they've certainly. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
They've certainly not been able to seem to struggle with how to cope with it all, because I mean they lost their daughter, they've lost their boys, they've got all of this attention that they don't seem to know how to deal with. But I mean, at the end of the day, it is their kid, and it's their right to do those things and to agree to things and to be a part of things. And
but that's the thing, they agreed to it, but they don't want to be there. I'm sorry, I may be misinformed, but the last thing I heard is they approved it, but they don't want to be there. which I can understand. But if you're not, support is support.
Well, they're in Arkansas, so they can't afford. I think they said that, if I remember correctly, I think Don said they can't afford to go there. But can you imagine going to one of these things, the ridicule and it would totally take it from. Now this event is supposed to be awareness for summer, awareness for other missing children, teaching children how to or not to go with strangers, not to do stuff on the internet, get their fingerprints, that kind of thing. Can you imagine how this would be completely turned around if the Wells actually showed up to one of these events? I think it's actually really sad that they can't, because it would totally take away from the whole event. You know what I mean?
Yeah. They're in Arkansas now?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
he had to go work in Arkansas because he couldn't find a job where he was at. So he's in Arkansas. Him and her are trying to make a living, trying to support their boys through
Yeah.
child support.
Yeah. I love
And I
Arkansas, though.
agree.
I lived there for 4 years. Arkansas is a pretty cool place.
I agree. If they show up, it would be more chaotic, especially for those that we know want to twist things and just film the most outrageous things that are going to possibly happen. So don't get me wrong. I think it's not a good thing, but this is kind of the good and take of it. That's what I've been saying all along.
Mm-hmm.
They give their support, but they can't be there. But the damage that they've done just by talking to YouTubers and allowing YouTubers to kind of twist or make fun of what they were saying and feeding into it, even, honestly, that support becomes a little bit less.
Yeah, I think I think when you say like support, I think a lot of times YouTube, like, there's bad characters in this space that will twist anything. Think about the whole Dylan Rounds with the mother of Dylan Rounds. Everyone twisted everything that woman did as some sort of negative thing. She was searching hard for her kid. They said, oh, she took over the investigation. She didn't want to talk too much. She's holding back. She talks too much. Oh, she wants press. Anything you say, unfortunately, I mean, and obviously the Wells have said some stupid shit, obviously very bad stuff. But I'm saying, like, unfortunately, these bad actors will twist anything. Anything you say will be twisted, unfortunately, and that's
and that is the life we live in now. No matter what you say.
Yeah.
I mean, be Tim, I could say I love you right now, and somebody else can take it as, see, that's the only reason she's there. She's obsessed. And they can flip that any way they want to where, no, I'm here, just my opinions and my opinions only. That's all it needs to be. And if somebody doesn't agree with them, that's fine. It's just, it is what it is. I'm not here to fight to make you change your, I won't even say values or thoughts or, outlooks to meet mine. I'm just here to share mine and hopefully give a little piece of insight as to how my thought process works on this.
Understood. Yeah, I just think it's always going to be a shit show. I mean, unfortunately, it's still going to continue to be a shit show. Personally, I'm not, I mean, I don't know too much. I'm going to have to wait to make my final decision on the Summer's Day situation. I'm not down for it, but you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. See, like, the reason why I usually keep a little silent when in this particular subject is because I wasn't around during that time, so I'm very ignorant in a lot of facts, and I don't like speaking about things. I think you have to be there during the first day to be the one to actually able to speak about certain things. So that's why I usually keep quiet during this particular segment. And I try to.
And that's exactly the reason. When I came up yesterday, and I kind of gave you a little bit of my backstory, and that's why I haven't been on top of the Summerwell's case, because I know all of the disgusting things out there about my daughter. I couldn't imagine. I couldn't imagine being in Summerwell's parents' shoes. Hell, it might drive me to drink. It might turn me into, a drug addict. It could give me crazy thoughts, of harm. People need to understand that every time I look at my daughter's paperwork and her videos and all of her stuff, I pull out bits and pieces for her kids to see, just so they don't get too depressed. Like, nobody loved my mom. No, they do. You just can't see them. This is what is being shown first. And that's why I saw the same thing with Summer Wells, and that's why I just can't. It hits differently with me, shall I say. I'll just leave it at that.
I mean, we obviously can't control others or what's said about us, and or how I mean, we can't even control how a tragedy is going to be interpreted by the communities that surround us. And I think part about being a good parent is when you're in those situations, you got to give your kid like the grace to figure it out on their own. Even with, I mean, the case I'm the most versed in, so this is the only example I could get. Like, someday the Long kids are going to Google our stuff and see us talking about them, and they'll probably hate us first before they hate their parents, just because we sat and we talked about them, and that's always like so invasive for anybody to experience. And we can't control them or the people around us when they make it. And of course, these people are so gross because they've just built their whole presence around one missing kid. And so I don't know where I was going with that thought, except
but that kind of brings it right back to the ladies on the panel the other day. If I make a video about Summer Wells and you disagree with it, feel free to critique what I missed. But we're in such a world to where we're so concerned about our kids' mental health and their safety online. And we have got the most disgusting people just going back and forth. And these are parents raising kids. And that's where I know Queen is all about no bullying, no doxing. No, it's not happening here. But she will shine the light on, the crap that needs to be seen that others are doing. And I think that's what I respect her so much for.
Well, I think people mix bullying with criticism. Criticism is not bullying. I think that's the difference. I think a lot of times these guys, they're willing to criticize and judge people a lot of times, and they're willing to judge people's lives all the time and judge people guilty. But the moment someone reflects back at them and say, here's a mirror, and this is what you did, this is what you did, this is what you did, they suddenly call it bullying and harassment and stalking and all these words, and it's very telling. When you had Betty, she basically cried. She's like, you better not come near my house or I'll pew you. And I'll get you one shot. You have Molly, who's literally, doxing her Airbnb person. And it's like, you see, it's just telling. I think in a way they know it's wrong what they're doing, but they have a profit motivation for why they do it. And they wouldn't like it done to them, but they do it to others because it's profit motivated. Because the truth of the matter is that, you know, they are hacks. They are people that lack any sort of talent or an ability to make money other ways, to, you know, being funny or entertaining or actually being doing something that requires talent or hard work. And you also see that a lot of times with cases. You see that with the Kylie Roddy case, Dylan Rounds, Summers case. You see a group of talentless hacks like Don B or something like that that will just talk about the case to ad nauseum, regurgitating facts, changing facts, and putting their own spin of their fiction into it, having conspiracy theory, lying about other people, throwing some drama from something added on there, some drama from another content creator, all for the hopes of continuing to cover this case so that you can make more money from it. And that is the motivation, because they understand their audience. Their audience is too emotionally attached to this case. And when people are too emotionally attached to this case, they don't think logically. Emotions stop logic. And they have to, like, you kind of have to say to yourself, you know, you got, and I think that's what that girl is probably trying to say as well. You have to separate your emotions a little bit and try to think logically and realize that maybe you're being used by nefarious people to enrich themselves, where your money and resources could go somewhere else, or your attention can go somewhere else, instead of being fixated on this one particular case. And unfortunately, you know, that's how these guys operate. These guys operate on trying to kind of trick your emotions, if that's the proper word, but try to use your emotions so they can profit from it, unfortunately. So it is sad. And hopefully people will wake up.
It is. And I know the one time I shared my daughter's experience, you know, you had the trolls coming out of, well, where were you? And I instantly put up a post saying, you know, my biggest regret in life is I was there for your first breath, but I wasn't there for your last. And I take accountability in, you know, how she was living her life, what friends she had. And you're not, it's got to be, you've got to be strong enough to be able to take those critiques without, by already working them out yourself. Because I went through every what if, and then sat back and thought, I didn't take my daughter's life. The responsibility doesn't lay on me. So no matter who tries to go there, it's something I've already prepared for. But the one thing I can't prepare for are the children that get hung up in the mix. And that is always my battle. Is Summer's brothers, oh gosh, those poor kids seeing what's online about their family, it's just, it could be detrimental. And it could really change the course of their lives.
Yeah. Well, I mean, a lot of people blame themselves for things that they shouldn't blame themselves for. You know what I mean? So, sorry you went through that situation.
No, but it's a part of the process, and now I understand I have no part. I have no blame in that. And it took a couple years, but that's what I'm saying. If you're not working through, I'm sorry, I'm outside, guys. I don't know if it's getting windy and making noises.
It's a little windy, but you know.
I was gonna say I can't hardly even hear you, but if you guys go ahead, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Let me go back in.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay. If they can, that's fine. I can't, so it's.
Yeah. By the way, Queen, I gotta skedaddle. I gotta do a couple of things.
Okay. All right.
All right, man.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I'll have jump down as well. And I again, thank you, Queen. I appreciate your time, your panel, and your energy in this.
Mm-hmm. All right, Queen. See you around. See you around. I'm sure we'll be talking very soon.
Yeah, I'm sure we will. And thank you, Benjamin, for coming up, and Cheesy Weezy. I appreciate you guys too. Thank you so much.
All right, bye.
Thanks for having us up.
Absolutely. And Pecan Pie, I do agree with you. The public, let's see, the public needs to still be on the lookout for her. That's what bothers the most. These people out here with big platforms telling their subs that she's deceased. Yeah, I agree. I think it's wrong, and I don't think that she should be, of all people, the one to be even saying that. You know what I'm saying? Or even suggesting that. Summer's not her child and no relation to her. So, yeah, I don't think she has that right to be saying that. You know, I don't think that falls on her. So, anyhow, do you not know how to get down, Cheesy?
Yeah, I know how to get down. I just I just wanted to let you know you're kind of scratchy, so.
Okay, yeah, I'm getting ready to hang up anyway.
Okay.
So,
all right, bye. Thanks for having me.
Okay. Sorry, I yeeted myself before I even had a chance. I was trying to help Cheesy Weezy get off of here or figure out how to get out of here because I didn't think she knew how to get off the panel. So, anyhow, I hope you guys have a good day. See you guys around. You know, long week. So hopefully I'll see y'all tomorrow. Talk to you later.